It's time for the KYN-TV Nebraska High School Football Game of the Week, being brought to you by the Explorers Credit Union, Moody Motors, the Bank of Hartington, BillionAuto.com, Avera, Mount Marty University, Christensen Well and Irrigation, Top Crop, and Security Bank. Now let's go to the field with Tell and Scott on KYN-TV Sports.
And here we go, our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week, a matchup between a couple of teams that we've seen a lot this season facing off in Hartington. This is Hartington-Newcastle versus the Crofton Warriors, a premier matchup, one loss between the two teams. Undefeated home team, a one-loss road team, a road team that was in the state semis last year, and a home team that's looking to go as far as they certainly can. They look like they've got all the pieces this year. I'm Tell Tanner along with Scott Ulrich. It is a sunny 79-degree evening in Hartington, Nebraska. We're ready for some high school football.
We're ready, absolutely. This is one of those we circled on the calendar a couple months ago. And then as we got closer, we're like, hey, both of these teams are really, really good. We are in for a good game here tonight.
We're in for a very good game. Once again, Hartington-Newcastle is 4-0, and they're not just 4-0. They're 4-0 in not even close contests. They have blown out their opponents. We'll give you some of the final scores: 54-34, 74-6, 82-0, and 70-6. This is a team that has certainly been able to put up offensive numbers and hold their opponents to very few. Now, there is one thing that you could say about this. All four of their teams, either they haven't won a game or they've won only one game. So that is an interesting thing to see about this Hartington-Newcastle team. This is the true first test of the season against a very good Crofton program. We're really going to see what they are tonight.
Yeah, those numbers you gave are very impressive. Comes out to be averaging about 70 points a game. They're winning by an average of 9 touchdowns. What's that translate to? Nobody's pressured them. They haven't been put in a position where they're uncomfortable yet this season. Crofton is the kind of team that can do that. In the past years, Crofton has just had the edge just a little bit over the Wildcats. Coming in tonight, I think favorability-wise, Wildcats in good shape.
Looking at those Crofton Warriors, they are 3-1 on the season halfway through, and the one loss was at Summerland, consistently one of the best schools in the class, currently ranked at 3rd in the most recent coaches poll. That was the only loss. It was on the road, and they lost by only one possession, a 34-28 loss. Before that, they defeated Why Not from Class D2, 36-12. Plainview in Class D1, 44-34. Plainview, another very good program, ranked at 9, and at Bloomfield, they won last week, 32-6.
Yeah, that's very impressive victories. You mentioned Summerland. They have one of the best passers in all of the state of Nebraska. Very good passing down the field for Summerland, and Crofton able to hang with them tight. Not known as a passing team. They're more of a rushing team, so that one they're back and forth. Still a very close contest, and they're 3-1 on the year.
This is the pregame show today, brought to you by Moody Motors. Looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Check out the inventory at moodymotors.com or stop out to Moody Motors in Niobrara. Let's take a break here on this pregame show, have a word from a few of our sponsors. We'll come back, start talking stats of this ball game. There is a couple of big updates with this game as well in terms of personnel that we're going to talk about in just a couple of minutes. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tell Tanner. This is our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week on KYN-TV and Hot Country 93.1 Facebook. Back in a couple of minutes.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
So, you need a new vehicle. What's the best vehicle for you? Where do you get financing? What's your trade worth? Answer all these questions and more at BillionAuto.com. You can compare 16 new car brands and thousands of used vehicles, all in the palm of your hand at BillionAuto.com. Plus, estimate the trade value of your vehicle in 2 easy steps. It's car buying made easy. Apply for credit pre-approval at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a fifth-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explorers CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
All right, back in the pregame show from Moody Motors. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tel Tanner. Our Northeast Nebraska game of the week, just a few minutes from getting underway. We were going to talk about some of these starters and some of the players to watch in this ball game. We've got big developments on the Crofton side. Let's start with the road team here today. For Crofton, really unfortunate, missing their number one guy today due to pneumonia, we're being told. Not going to be able to play today is Wyatt Tramp, the star running back leading this program. Tramp's numbers on the year: 537 yards through 4 games, 7 touchdowns. He's averaging 134 ground yards a game and 6.5 yards a carry. They're without him tonight.
Yeah, that's just a tough spot for Crofton right out of the gate there, missing their star player, an all-state running back from a year ago. There's nothing that you can do to replace a player like that. He just has that ability. Filling in, Tyson Jackson, obviously in the quarterback position. Jace Panning's going to get a lot more carries tonight. But a very tough spot there for Crofton before we even get this game going.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough spot. Obviously, being without your number one guy is not what you want to see, especially for a program like Crofton that is trying to stay at the top of the rankings. You know, Crofton right now is still ranked in that top 10, and they're going to continue to be in that top 10. But if they then take a loss to this Hartington-Newcastle team, they could drop a few spots. Right at the moment, Crofton's ranked at number 5. Hartington-Newcastle is ranked at number 10. This is a top 10 matchup here. Playoff seeding is certainly a factor today. Both of these two teams are looking forward to the playoffs. They can't look past today, but the result of this game is going to be big in a few weeks when we go to seeding.
Absolutely. Hartington-Newcastle could benefit drastically with a win, and vice versa for Crofton if they get a loss there. It's just one of those top 10, great position possibly getting for, you get closer to home field advantage, things of that nature. But it's momentum. You're losing your momentum in it's the 5th week right now. And when you lose that here mid-stride, we're getting close to the end. You want to keep things going.
And for both teams up next, Niobrara Verdigre for Crofton next week. That is a D1 team who is 1-3 overall at the moment. Crofton will get them at home. Hartington-Newcastle goes on the road. They take on Wausau Osmond, who is 2-2 overall. Let's talk about Hartington-Newcastle and the Wildcats for a moment. Give me some of these stats and some of the players to watch for this program here, Scott.
Yeah, these are impressive. Their star running back gets a lot of the carries is Cole Rosner. He's got 600 yards on the season, averages about 16.5 a carry. It comes out to be, though, he's got 11 touchdowns. That's just a huge offensive production. And then Cole Hymas, the quarterback, he has 15 touchdowns. And that on 75 carries averages about 7.5 a carry. That is the main offensive threat for the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats. Rushing between those two. They pass very little. It's one of those, they've only got 40 attempts on the year, 6 touchdowns is Hymas. But rushing the ball, Rosner and Hymas tonight will get a lot of carries.
Once again, Hartington-Newcastle, their opponents this year, a combined 3-14 overall, the 4 teams that they have played. There are already people sitting here saying, well, this Hartington-Newcastle team is good, but, and they're starting to throw asterisks at them. This is a night against this very good Crofton team where they could silence the noise.
And specifically, that was said to me in pregame from their coaching staff. They wanted to see the best that Crofton had so they know where they stand. They wanted to have just a physical matchup, best teams, or both teams at their best. And the Hartington-Newcastle coaches didn't want to see Wyatt Tramp out for Crofton tonight either. That way they know just where they're standing.
Yeah, it's certainly a tough thing, but there's still going to be no asterisks next to this game.
No.
This is going to be a fun one. Next man up on the gridiron. That's just how it's got to work. When it comes to this game, once again, our game stats brought to you today by Christensen Well, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well drilling industry and the geology of northeast Nebraska, southeast South Dakota, and northwest Iowa. We've got our starting lineups around the corner, but first we're going to go ahead and go to our national anthem here in the pregame show from Moody Motors. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tel Tanner. Let's go ahead and take that break. We'll come back in a couple of minutes with our starters. Our Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week on Hot Country 93.1's Facebook and KYN TV.
Ringing in your ears? Throat sore for years? Sinuses bringing tears? Maybe it's time to visit the experts. Avera Medical Group, Ear, Nose, and Throat Yankton welcomes the opportunity to treat your head, neck, and hearing problems and provide you with information to make informed healthcare decisions. Avera Medical Group, Ear, Nose, and Throat can help you breathe easier, sleep deeper, and can simply improve your quality of life. They listen, they care, and they're here to help. Call 888-515-6820 to learn more. Again, that's 888-515-6820.
I am Juan Francisco Duarte, and basketball allows me to show my adventurous spirit. Right after graduating Mount Marty, I was selected to be part of the national basketball team for Colombia. Here, I think, is a great opportunity for me to expand, grow, and also help others to adventure in their journey.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
Attention irrigators, when was the last time your irrigation pump was pulled? Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. Contact Christensen Well and Irrigation to find out how pulling your irrigation pump during the fall and winter months can improve efficiency and avoid breakdowns, saving you money. Visit Christensen Well and Irrigation in Hartington or Wakefield. Find them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com. And good luck to all area high school athletes this sports season.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
Did you know that using your debit card to pay in stores, online, even within apps, has never been easier or more secure? Now there's a better way to pay with Digital Wallet from Security Bank. Whether at the coffee shop, grocery store, or online, instead of making purchases using your plastic card, now you can pay with your smartphone, tablet, or smartwatch. Just touch, tap, pay the easy way with Digital Wallet from Security Bank. Ask about it today. Member FDIC.
So, you need a new vehicle. What's the best vehicle for you? Where do you get financing? What's your trade worth? Answer all these questions and more at BillionAuto.com. You can compare 16 new car brands and thousands of used vehicles, all in the palm of your hand at BillionAuto.com. Plus, estimate the trade value of your vehicle in 2 easy steps. It's car buying made easy. Apply for credit pre-approval at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a fifth-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
All right, let's do it. Northeast Nebraska high school football on KYN-TV, Hot Country 93.1 Facebook. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tel Tanner. That does it for our Moody Motors pregame show. We go down to our starting lineups, brought to you by Security Bank. Score big with all the products and services offered at Security Bank. That's my kind of bank.
First up, the offensive starters for the Wildcats from Hartington-Newcastle. Number 8, Cole Hymas. Aiden Rosner. Number 10, Will Fellmeyer. Cole Rosner is the running back. At tight end, Mason Krause. Also at tight end, Braden Lammers. And the guards, Colton Cavanaugh and Lincoln Gruch. Now the defensive starters for the Crofton Warriors. At linebacker, Jack Miller. Defensive back, Grant Jordan. Jackson Lind at defensive back. Trevor Allen and Tyson Jackson also in the backfield on the defensive side. The defensive linemen, Sam Berger, Tyson Sanger, and Braxton Foxhoven, and those are the starters for both teams.
We are ready to get underway. It's going to be Crofton football to start things off. Hartington-Newcastle is set to kick this one away. They're going to be kicking left to right on your radio dial. Crofton will be moving right to left to start off this ball game. It's a clear sky overhead, 78 degrees at kickoff, not a cloud in sight, and very little wind. It's perfect conditions for some September football. And just like that, we are underway. It's going to be a short kick. It's a squib, and it's brought in at the 27-yard line by one of the upbacks. I think that's the quarterback, maybe. No, that was Jack Miller, their fullback, who was able to bring that in as an upback to give the ball to the Crofton Warriors. So that is where we're going to begin, at the own 26-yard line of Crofton. 1st and 10 for the Wyatt Trampless Crofton Warriors. They're out their number 1 guy. That is their starting running back. We're going to see a lot of Jace Panning today. So here we go. Tight formation for Crofton. They're going to start it off with that handoff. It's going to be Panning trying to get to the corner, and he's taken down maybe a yard downfield. Hartington-Newcastle making their presence up front known early.
Yeah, big tackle made by number 40. That is Ashton Wakely. Outstanding first possession here, starting things out for the Wildcats. Sets them up 2nd down and 10.
Now, once again, Crofton without Wyatt Tramp today, but Jace Panning, a very good running back himself. Last season was 2nd in carries, 2nd in yards. So far this year, he's 3rd behind the quarterback Tyson Jackson. But he's got 226 yards in the year on 43 carries, averages over 5 yards a carry with 3 touchdowns. Going to be that tight formation again. It's Panning moving as a wing back in motion. They're going to flip to him on the outside. It's a sweep. Panning's got speed. He's got blockers ahead. Panning's got one man to beat. 1st down, but no more. He'll be taken down across midfield at the 36-yard line of the opponent. A touchdown saving tackle from Cole Rosner. Jace Panning was nearly off to the races.
Yeah, that's exactly what Crofton needs to get things going here, with Panning starting this game out. As you mentioned, a touchdown saving tackle by Rosner.
For Panning, he's a guy who likes to go to the edges. He'll bounce things to the outside, and his speed will take him. It was always Tramp who was the between-the-tackles runner. We'll see how Crofton does between the tackles today. They've certainly got some big boys up front. They're going to go between the tackles this time, and it's going to be a tackle for loss. Hartington-Newcastle all over that one. I think it was Cole Hymas, who was the 2nd man there, ended up bringing him down for the loss.
Yeah, the first guy there was Wakely, again making his presence known. Loss of 3.
Ashton Wakely, the tight end / defensive end, 242-pound junior. That is a big boy in the defensive line for Hartington-Newcastle. 2nd and long, loss of 3. 13 to the line to gain here. I formation. They're going up the middle again. Panning's got good blocks. He was 4 yards downfield before he was even touched. Gain of 6. It's going to bring up about 3rd and 6 after maybe giving him 7 there. It was 2nd and 13, now 3rd and 6 for Crofton. Jackson gets the play in from head coach Tom Allen. Head coach matchup once again, Tom Allen versus Rusty Fuller. 3rd and 6. They'll run that weak eye again. They've got a fullback off the right side, Miller. They're going to go to tailback Panning. Panning going to lower his shoulder, go forward. He's short, but certainly within 4-down territory. It's 4th and 3 inside of the 30-yard line of the opponent. No, mark him shorter than I thought. 4th and 4 here for Crofton. So 4th and manageable, certainly, in the opponent's side of the field, across the 30-yard line. This is territory where you go for it.
Absolutely. Hartington-Newcastle been in a 3-3 stack, so 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers. We'll see if they keep that same formation or box everything up front.
Crofton, a running team. We'll see what they do on 4th and medium here. 3 to 4 yards to go, and it's going to be fumbled in the backfield on the exchange between Jackson and Panning. They were running a pitch play to the outside, and it just goes off Panning's hands. Hartington-Newcastle recovered it, but either way, it was a turnover on downs as soon as that ball hit the floor.
Big play there for the Wildcats coming out. They were well covered there. It was coming to the near side of the field. Defense was in good position, but as you mentioned, that fumble recovery there, Hartington-Newcastle set up 1st and 10 at about the 31.
31-yard line in their own territory. They're going to start it off. It's Cole Hymas, the quarterback, alone in the backfield. Everybody else wide out. He's going to have a man in motion. He's going to hand it off. Rosner, who trips. Rosner tripped as he was trying to turn the corner on the motion, and he'll take a 1-yard loss. The turf monster got him there on the first play for Hartington-Newcastle.
Took the words right out of my microphone. I was going to say that old turf monster can get you, and that time there might have picked his head up just a little bit looking downfield and tripped on his own feet.
First carry of the ball game, you got to get the nerves out. It's sometimes for these players, it takes until you get that first hit in before you really get those nerves out. Now it's 2nd and 11. They're going to run the exact same play, looks like, for that same guy going the other way. This time it'll go for about 5. Good run there for Cole Rosner. Looked like the exact same play, just reversed the field. It was Rosner lined up as a wide out to the left side, sent him in motion. They gave him the wide receiver jet sweep. He took it to the right side, turned upfield for 5. 3rd and 6 now after 2nd and 11.
Last week, Wyatt Tramp had about 26 carries when he played Bloomfield. I expect that same workload on the other side of the ball for Hartington-Newcastle's Rosner tonight as well.
Rosner split out wide to the left as a wide receiver again. Trips right, 3 down linemen. Hymas, the lone man in the backfield. They're going to run that same screen. It's a reverse this time. Fellmeyer going the other way. Got it from Rosner, and Crofton is all over it. Crofton is all over that one. Taken down in the backfield. Grant Jordan with the tackle. 4th and long for the home team on their own side of the field. Now the punt team is going to come on. Defensive stands for both teams to start off this ball game.
Yeah, that's a well-coached defense there. Head coach Tom Allen says we've seen that one on tape before. Fellmeyer, I believe, is probably the fastest player on the field, but couldn't get around the far defensive end to break clear on that one. Loss of about 2.
And about 4th and 8 is what we've got. It's going to be a low snap, but it one hops into the hands of the punter. He'll get it away. Crofton going to get it on a one hop. Nope, they're going to let it go. Panning, let it bounce, and it's going to be touchdown around the 7-yard line in Crofton's own territory. So a very good punt for Kane Gratzfeld of Hartington-Newcastle, pinning Crofton inside of their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, good special teams there. Kane, he's another one of those kids, comes around the neighborhood. You see him a lot. Very good at kicking the ball for Hartington-Newcastle.
I'm not going to lie, we've called a couple of Hartington-Newcastle games, and that might be the first time I've said the punter's name. That's how good this offense has been.
Yeah.
Once again, they putting up 70 points last week, 82 the week before, 74 the week before that. It's a very good team. Crofton on offense now. It's going to be a quarterback keeper going up the middle. That looks like Jackson keeping it himself. No, Grant Jordan. Excuse me, I believe that is Grant Jordan in at running back now. We knew he was going to get some extra carries today with the, I don't want to say injured Wyatt Tramp, but the ill Wyatt Tramp, I guess. Pneumonia is what's keeping him out today. Obviously, they're hoping to get him back next week, but Jordan is the guy getting carries there. Number 9, a sophomore running back for Crofton. He's the lone back again on this play. He's going to lower his shoulder, go forward for a few, fight for a few extra, and it's going to be 3rd down for Crofton. Short gain on 1st down, short gain on 2nd down, 3rd and 4 incoming.
It's going to take a little bit here for Crofton to kind of get their footing, feel out which running back's got the hot hand. And they'll spread it around here in this first quarter, trying to figure it out because normally it is 90% of the time or so it goes to Tramp.
Tramp is certainly the workhorse back, Panning on the sideline for this play. on 3rd and 4. So the number 1 and 2 guys both out for this Crofton team on this play. They're going to line up in the I. It's Jack Miller, the fullback. Tailback, once again, going to be Grant Jordan. Jackson, the quarterback, and he's going to call a timeout. Quarterback Tyson Jackson calls a timeout. Didn't get the look they needed. Might have tried the hard count there. Didn't get them. Timeout's brought to you today by Top Crop. We'll take it with them back in 30 seconds in a scoreless first quarter on KYN TV.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Out of the timeout from Top Crop, it's a pivotal 3rd down in this ball game. Both teams' defensive stands to start it off. Crofton in their own side of the field now. 3rd and 4 inside of the 15-yard line. Going to sweep to the outside. It's Panning back in the ball game. Panning cannot turn the corner. 4 different Wildcats swarm to the football after a short 2-yard gain. It's going to be 4th and 2 on Crofton's own side of the field, maybe even 4th and 3. You got to expect the punt team is coming on this one. You can see the frustration from head coach Tom Allen. He wanted that one, and they just couldn't get it.
I think it's perfect. We've talked all week, maybe even for a couple weeks now, about how good these offenses are. It's a defensive game here halfway through the first quarter. Defensive end pushed that one all the way out, strung the play out, and just gave Panning nowhere to go.
Crofton's defense has been good all season long. And Crofton's offense without Wyatt Tramp. That's really been the story so far. They're going to kick this one deep. It's fielded by Hartington-Newcastle, and the return is across midfield by Aiden Rosner. Excuse me. Was that Hymas himself who took that? I believe that was either 8 or 9. Did you see whether that was
I believe
Rosner?
it was Cole Hymas, I believe.
Hymas. All right. Aiden Rosner is out there for this play. It'll be Cole Hymas. I'd be surprised if that was Rosner. That's a big boy returning punts there.
Yeah.
The 230-pound senior. But Hymas, the quarterback, returned that one himself. That's rare you see your quarterback returning punts, but he's an all-around athlete. He's going to send a man in motion. He's going to run this one himself. Hymas trying to get to the outside. Crofton crashes down. They miss him. He's going to go forward for a few. Gain of about 6 here on 1st down. 2nd and 4 from the 30-yard line of Crofton. A very good punt return off flipping the field. It was a good decision by Hartington-Newcastle to punt on the opening drive for themselves. They got Crofton pinned down within their 10. They were able to get the 3rd down stop, get the punt away, return the punt across midfield. Now you've got a short field in front of you. That is good game management from head coach Rusty Fuller. 2nd and 4. For the Wildcats. Man in motion, left to right, Rosner. They're going to run the option. Hymas takes it himself up the middle, 1st down. Run of 5 on 2nd and 4. Right at the 25-yard line is Hartington-Newcastle. The Wildcats making a drive here. That's 1st and 10 at the 25 of Crofton.
Tell you what, Cole Hymas, very impressed how he's made that transition past few years from running back and now being the quarterback, doing a very good job for the Wildcats.
Hymas and Rosner getting the load of the work so far. We have seen 1 carry for Will Fellmeyer on an end around as well on a trick play. Now Fellmeyer split out to the left, Rosner to the right, 2 tight ends on the line. Hymas takes the snap, running that option again. He'll keep it himself. Hymas going to the right side. Not a great decision. There's Crofton Warriors all around him, and he's going to get maybe a yard on 1st down. Looked like he might have got something out of nothing there. I expected a tackle for loss. Was able to get to the outside for a 1-yard gain.
And that's been the motto the past few weeks for the Wildcats. Try to get to the outside and get around on the sideline and get positive yards. Well, tonight, the Crofton defense has showed up. They're stretching the field out, and it's tough to get positive yards on the corners.
Once you get to week 5, there's a bunch of film on you. This is where teams can really start studying and prepping week after week for each team. Hymas going up the middle again. He'll have his legs taken out from underneath of him, but he's got a 5-yard gain. On the tackle was Grant Jordan, the linebacker, starting today in place of the injured Wyatt Tramp. the ill Wyatt Tramp. I don't want to say injured because it's pneumonia keeping him out once again.
Yep.
So they expect him back, certainly. But he is not here tonight. .307 on the clock, first quarter. Hartington-Newcastle goes up to the line very quickly here. Tight formation. They're running the brotherly shove. They're going on the tush push, and they might have got no gain on it. No gain. Crofton was able to hold. Once again, Crofton's got some big boys on that offensive and defensive line here. They're able to get some good pushes.
Yeah, and that was 3rd and 5. A little bit interesting call there.
I think they were trying to make it 4th and short and go for it. It might have been what they were trying to do there. Hard to say, but yet ran that tush push on 3rd and 5. Didn't get it. Now it's 4th and 5 of the 20.
Sanger, the nose guard, right in the middle there, blocking things up. He's a big one. They're going to have to handle him tonight on the line.
4th and 5 at the opponent 20-yard line. Obviously going for it. Officials blow this one dead as soon as it's snapped. Time out. Hartington-Newcastle. Both teams have now used one in the first quarter. 2:22 on the clock. No score. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tel Tanner. Let's take another 30-second break from Top Crop.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
4th and 5 for Hartington-Newcastle. 2:22 on the clock in the first quarter. That timeout from Top Crop. Maximize your success this season with top-notch crop consulting and services offered at Top Crop. Visit topcropinc.com. That's a tongue twister right there. 4th and 5. It'll be for Hartington-Newcastle. Fellmeyer as a wingback going to come in motion across the formation. It's going to be Hymas looking to throw. Nobody there. Takes off running, and he is taken down for a loss. Trevor Allen on the stop. Crofton gets the ball back. Turnover on downs.
Outstanding coverage in the secondary. There was 2 wide receivers that took off kind of for the corners, and the defensive backs for Crofton stayed home, well covered, and gave them nowhere to go with the football.
Well, I tell you what, this game has been about as evenly matched as we expected here today. We've got 2 teams defensively, stand after stand. Both teams have had turnover on downs. Hartington-Newcastle has had to punt at least once. Crofton now back on offense. It's going to be panning the tailback. They're going to run the outside bootleg for the quarterback. He's going to throw downfield. Has a man. Foxhoven catches it in traffic. Threw into double coverage, and it's completed for a 12-yard gain. Braxton Foxhoven, the tight end, 205-pound senior, makes the catch in traffic.
And Wakely was right there on the quarterback, almost had the sack in the backfield. Great pass and catch to Foxhoven.
Ashton Wakely's been a force all game long. As you said, had the quarterback pressure there. Even got a hit on the quarterback, but he stayed in there, delivered that ball. It was accurate, and it was caught. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line in own territory for the Crofton Warriors. Panning. The tailback, he's going to take it up the middle off his right guard. Nearly broke free. He's got 10-5. No, he's still on his feet. Gets inside the 25 to the 20. Still fighting off tacklers. Finally pushed out of bounds right around the 15-yard line. He should have been stopped after a 5-yard gain, but Panning just kept fighting. What a run for Crofton.
31-yard run for Panning. I agree. Broke 4 or 5 tackles once he got into the secondary, and gave a great position now set up at about the 14.
Just was fighting off tackle after tackle, and that'll give momentum back to the Warriors now. Red zone possession for Crofton, the road team. Going up the middle, it's going to be Jordan this time. Jordan trying to bounce to the outside. He's going to be stuffed a yard or 2 downfield. Maybe make it to the 10-yard line. Got a little farther than I thought. Gain of about 4 on that play. 2nd down for Crofton, 1:40 on the clock. First quarter. This is our Northeast Nebraska game of the week on KYN-TV and Hot Country 93.1 Facebook. Audio simulcast with Scott Ulrich and myself, Tel Tanner, here tonight. 1:30 on the clock. First quarter, no score, but Crofton knocking on the door. 2nd down for the Warriors. They'll break the huddle, come out with that Tight formation again. A wing back off the right side and a fullback behind the quarterback in Jackson. It's panning. They're going to go on the quarterback keeper on the delayed draw up the middle. Near the first down marker is where Jackson is taken down inside of the 5-yard line. We'll see if they give him 1st and 10 here. Doesn't look like it. It's going to be 3rd and very short at the 4.5, and they need the 4 for a first down. So about a half yard to the first down, but they're 4 yards away from the end zone. Clock ticks to 1 minute to go in the first. Crofton hurries to the football. I formation this time, and they're going to run straight up the middle with the quarterback, Jackson. He's reaching across the goal line. Did he get there? Looks like they're going to say knee is down at about the 1. 1st and goal. Crofton Warriors from the 1-yard line. Now Crofton, once again, a very big team up front. I expect them to just put their heads down and run straight forward.
Yeah, this is a quarterback keeper. If I ever saw it on paper, it's right here.
I formation. Tyson Jackson, quarterback keeper, as you said, but did he get stuffed? It's so close. There's the signal. Touchdown. Down right at the plane. Just crossing it was the quarterback, Tyson Jackson. Maybe had to get there on second effort. It was a good stand there from Hartington-Newcastle. But Crofton was able to get exactly 1 yard, and that's all they needed. Touchdown, Crofton Warriors. They'll lead this game 6-0. 38 seconds on the clock here, first quarter. Both defenses have played very well. That is the first score we've seen all game long. Here's the 2-point conversion for Crofton. It's panning, going to be the tailback. He'll get it on the sweep to the outside. Got to cut up field and gets into the end zone for 2. 8-0, Crofton leads with 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hartington-Newcastle gets the ball when we return. This is KYN-TV, 8-0 your score, back in 30 seconds.
You can get expert eye care in Yankton with Avera Medical Group Wilcox & Eye Associates. Here, eye diseases and injuries receive the best care because we offer the newest surgical techniques. Supported by the best technology, we'd be honored to be on the forefront of your eye care. Learn more by visiting avera.org/Wilcoxon. avera.org/Wilcoxon.
First quarter nearly in the books. It's 8-0. Crofton is on top of this ball game after a 1-yard rushing touchdown from the quarterback Tyson Jackson. 38 seconds on the clock. That was our first score of the contest. Defensive ball so far.
Yeah, defensively, and a lot of this my score sheet is showing 2, 3, 4 yards, except for Panning's 31-yard carry, setting things up for that score.
The one big play of this ball game did result in a score a few plays later. That's going to be key. Which team is going to be able to break more of those and get downfield? Crofton's going to kick this one away. Boot to the football. It's going to go out of bounds off the side of the foot of the kicker for Crofton. That one had no chance of going anywhere. We'll see what Hartington-Newcastle wants to do with it as the flags fly. Obviously, is the kick going out of bounds. Hartington-Newcastle's offense is now going to take the field on a very important possession. You got to answer here.
Yeah, need a little bit of momentum. The offense has kind of sputtered a little bit, and they had that where they didn't convert 4th down on the pass play. Need to get a sustained drive here, get a little momentum for the Wildcats.
1st and 10 for the home team, purple jerseys, Wildcats. I love their design of their jerseys, by the way. I love the purple color. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line in their own territory. Man in motion is Rosner again, going to the right side, now back to the other way, and he's going to take it on the option play. Gain of 5 here, maybe only 4. Crofton Warriors were there. Jackson, I believe, was first along with Jack Miller, but a good run for Rosner. Got that safety blanket of 2nd and 6 coming up. You got to love the warm embrace of 2nd and 6. Getting 4 yards on first down is always nice.
Feels very good, takes a little bit of pressure off. Wildcats now speeding the tempo up.
2nd and 6, Fellmeyer in motion right to left. Once again, running the option. Fellmeyer takes it to the outside, turns the corner. He's got a first down. One man to beat, knocks him out of bounds near the 30-yard line of Crofton, but a big gain for a speedy sophomore.
Tell you, Will Fellmeyer, I mentioned before, one of the fastest kids on the field, and he showed it there once he crossed midfield. took a big shot, though, and was knocked out of bounds right in front of the Crofton bench.
Yeah, came up limping a little bit, favoring that right leg. They're going to call a timeout here, I believe. Let everybody catch their breath. We're going to keep this one right here. It's 8-0 is the score of this ball game. Crofton is on top. Oh, excuse me, that is quarter. Excuse me, I didn't even see that the clock hit 0. 8-0 after 1 is the score of this ball game. Crofton is on top of Hartington-Newcastle. Let's just go ahead and keep this one right here either way, because I want to take a look at some of the stats of this ball game. That's what I wanted to do here. When it comes to this one, offenses haven't been doing a whole lot. Scott, give me some of the big plays.
No pass plays so far that have completed, that is, for Hartington-Newcastle. Cole Hymas has 6 carries, about 11 yards. Cole Rosner, 3 carries, has 8 yards. That has been offensive production for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I kept it here because I had a feeling that was a very quick quarter break. Throw it to the right side. Fellmeyer's got it, 1st and 10. Fellmeyer's going to be taken down for a 2-yard loss. A good stand there from Crofton on 1st and 10. Jace Panning on the stop. Fellmeyer on the quick screen pass to the outside. Second quarter is underway, 8-0 the score. I wondered if they were going to move quickly there in the quarter break.
Yeah, we saw that here 2 weeks ago with the Wildcats. Once they come back, they like to speed things up and go right away and try to catch that defense off.
As long as the defense is on the field, you're able to start. 2nd and 13, I believe, after the loss on the completed pass to the wide receiver screen on the outside. Fellmeyer to the left, Rosner to the right, Hymas alone in the backfield, now Rosner in motion. Option again, it's Hymas up the middle. Hymas takes it for a gain, got the yardage back on the loss from last play and a few more. Down right at the 30-yard line in opposing territory, 3rd and 7 incoming.
And Hymas there, he was reading number 9, Aiden Rosner. If he had his block up front, and once he did secure that block, then you can see him pull that ball back and run right off the hip of Rosner. Positive yards on that play, brings up 3rd down.
3rd and 7, 10:45 on the clock for Hartington-Newcastle. They've got the ball. It's Rosner to the outside. Got the option this time, and he's got blockers ahead, and he's into open space. 10-5, touchdown, Hartington-Newcastle. No flags. A great run on the option. Rosner took it all the way, the senior running back for Paydirt.
Rosner says, Panning ran for 31. Well, I'm going to take this one in from 30 out and put it in the end zone, bringing things back closer now, 8-6.
Very good run. I'm not even sure he got touched till about the 10-yard line, and even then it was just somebody trying to chase him down on an arm tackle. It was very good blocking there from Hartington-Newcastle. Here's the 2-point conversion attempt. It's going to be Hymas looking to throw, I believe. Nobody open. He's going to run it himself, trying to get to the outside, and he has taken down Panning on the stop. Good coverage from the Crofton Warriors, and they will retain the lead after a failed 2-point conversion. 8-6 with 10:35 on the clock in the second quarter. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tel Tanner. Let's take a 30-second break on KYN TV.
I am Juan Francisco Duarte, and basketball allows me to show my adventurous spirit. Right after graduating Mount Marty, I was selected to be part of the national basketball team for Colombia. Here, I think, is a great opportunity for me to expand, grow, and also help others to adventure in their journey.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
10:35 on the clock here, second quarter in Hartington, Nebraska. The sun is set and the lights are on. It's 78 degrees, a warm September evening for rivalry football. Hartington, Crofton, two towns, two teams that go back a long way. These kids and these coaches, the athletes, everybody, they know each other very well, and it's been a fun contest so far.
Yeah, Crofton had a lot of history here playing against Cedar Catholic for years, switched to 8-man a handful of years ago, and now they got a great one going against the Wildcats.
Once again, a little bit of trickery here from the Wildcats. They tried to kick it short and go get it, but one of the upbacks was able to jump on it for Crofton. That was Braxton Foxhoven, the senior tight end, who was ready for that one.
You got to have a lot of confidence in your defense. A couple kickoffs you have, you just run little squibs. They're almost onside kicks, setting Crofton up now almost at midfield.
I formation for Crofton once again. It'll be Panning out there as the tailback. 1st and 10. Panning going to go up the middle off his right guard, down after a gain of 3. Across midfield is Crofton after the short kickoff. Once again, that's what it kind of results in. If you don't kick it very deep, if you try that onside attempt and the opposing team's able to get it, they're right at midfield already. Crofton already in Hartington-Newcastle territory after a run of, actually they only gave him 2 there, only 2 yards at the 49-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle, where the ball is going to be spotted. Panning the tailback on this play once again. They're going to flip it to the outside. Panning goes down right around the 40 or 35-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle. 3rd and 4 incoming. Good tackling on the outside. Jack Miller's the fullback here for Crofton, but now Panning's going to come out for this 3rd down play, and Grant Jordan comes back in. Jordan, we knew he was going to see some extended snaps here today with Wyatt Tramp being out of this ball game. Jordan, so far on the season, these are his first carries as a running back he's seen in this game. He's going to get it here on a pivotal 3rd down, and he's going to take it for 1st down yardage. Grant Jordan with a run of 8 on 3rd and 4. Grant Jordan, the sophomore running back, going to have a pivotal role in this ball game today, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a name that we maybe wouldn't have called as much. I know he didn't have that many carries. I don't have the 0. Okay, so here's zero carries so far in the year, and today is his name. He's going to play a pivotal role, as you mentioned.
1st and 10, Crofton. They're going to go back to Jordan, going up the middle. Jordan breaks it to the outside, nearly broke one. He's going to go down for about a 7-yard gain. Form tackling from the Wildcats. They're able to bring him down, but it'll be 2nd and short for Crofton.
It looks like Panning might be a little bit quicker on his feet, but Jordan is very, I'll just call it kind of bullish out there. Gets behind his lineman, puts his head down, solid running up the front and over the middle there by Jordan.
Well, he might be a good substitute then for Wyatt Tramp, because that's how Tramp runs the football. He likes to be a little bullish, as you said, just get right up the middle, lower his shoulder, get into the defense. That seems to be how Jordan runs the football as well, so a good substitute. Panning back in for this play. They're going to run the sweep to the outside on the pitch. Panning going to break into open field. Good blocking. Touchdown, Crofton Warriors from 21 out.
Yeah, great blocking, as you mentioned there. 2 Wildcats got knocked completely off the line, and once Panning cut through, nobody touched him. He walked in for the touchdown.
21-yard touchdown run for Jace Panning. Nobody even touched him, as you said. That is a tribute to the blocking of the Crofton Warriors. 14-6 now is the score. Now, this is going to be an important 2-point conversion. Crofton can make it a 2-score game if they're able to get this one in. Once again, Hartington-Newcastle did not convert their 2-point conversion, so the score is 14-6 at the moment. They're going to run the sweep to the outside. Panning stops short. That is a quality defensive stand from Hartington-Newcastle, and they needed that. Did not convert, did Crofton, and this will stay an 8-point game. That was massive.
Yeah, big play there. It's one of those kind of get away from you if you start getting a 2-possession game there, keeping things close with 8:13 to go in the first half.
Let's take a break here. 14-6 the score of the ball game in the second quarter. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tel Tanner with Northeast Nebraska Game of the Week on KYN TV.
Attention irrigators. When was the last time your irrigation pump was pulled? Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. Contact Christensen Well and Irrigation to find out how pulling your irrigation pump during the fall and winter months can improve efficiency and avoid breakdowns, saving you money. Visit Christensen Well and Irrigation in Hartington or Wakefield. Find them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com. And good luck to all area high school athletes this sports season.
(14-6) is the score of the ball game. Crofton able to extend their lead to 8 points on a 21-yard rushing touchdown from Jace Panning. 14-6, but then Hartington-Newcastle stands on the 2-point conversion attempt, keeping this a 1-score game at an 8-point advantage. 8:13 on the clock, second quarter. Crofton set to kick this one away. It is Jack Miller who's going to put the foot to the football, and there he goes. It's a end-over-end kick, deep kick, brought in at the 4-yard line. It will be returned from Hartington-Newcastle, trying to get to the outside, stopped inside of the 20-yard line. is number 5, Kane Gratzfeld. I believe that's 5. His jersey's all messed up. That might even be 6. Oh, it is 6. It is 6. That's Keaton Arns. Keaton Arns on the return there. He'll take it to about the 15. 1st and 10, Wildcats. 15-yard line in their own territory is where they're going to start this drive. They're going to split 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 3 men on the offensive line. It'll be Hymas, the quarterback, alone in the backfield. Now he'll send Rosner in motion, left to right, throw in deep here. No, doesn't let go of the ball. Now lets go of the football, and it's going to be knocked away. There was actually one of the defensive linemen for Crofton had a chance at that one in Braxton Foxhoven, and it was knocked in the air at the line of scrimmage. Couldn't quite come down with the interception, but that was a scary play for Hartington-Newcastle.
It was, and it was one of those, if he could have let it go on the first pump attempt, he had a man that was downfield about midfield, and by the time he was able to let the ball go, the receiver was way too far, and Foxhoven was almost in perfect position.
Now 5 men on the offensive line. Fellmeyer to the right, Rosner to the left. Hymas alone in the backfield. He'll send Rosner in motion, left to right, running that option again. Hymas will keep it himself, going up the middle. Short gain on 2nd down. We'll have 3rd and long for the Wildcats. Going to give him officially 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 8. 7:46 on the clock. Clock is moving in the 2nd quarter.
Momentum's one of those things you can feel in a game as you're watching here. Right now, Crofton, a little bit of momentum. We'll see how this 3rd down play goes. And if Crofton can hold the Wildcats here, they are going to have great field position.
Third and 8. Hymas takes the snap, no motion. He's going to throw to the 1st down marker. It's caught. Rosner's got it downfield. 1st and 10. Excuse me, that's Fellmeyer who got that. Will Fellmeyer with the good reception. 1st and 10. Hartington-Newcastle. Great throw and catch to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Got to convert on 3rd down.
Very impressive play there to the sophomore wide receiver.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Rosner in motion. Option again. They'll hand it to him. Rosner turning the corner on the edge. He's got a few yards, knocked out of bounds, about 5 or 6 downfield. It was Panning on the stop. Rosner on the carry. 2nd and 5 they're going to give him. In their own territory still at the 33-yard line. Need the 38. Fellmeyer in motion now. Same play option. They'll hand to Fellmeyer. Fellmeyer trying to get to the outside, taken down a yard downfield. Chased down from behind by Grant Jordan. 3rd down, Wildcats. 6:45 on the clock. Another pivotal 3rd down in their own territory. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Fellmeyer in motion again. Option play. Quarterback keeps it. Quarterback's in trouble. He's got to bounce it to the outside. Will speed get him there? It will. Hymas going to jump across that 1st down marker. He had 2 Warriors in his face in the backfield, turned it around, bounced it to the outside, and it was all speed from there. Was able to get to the 1st down marker, dove at it as it took him out of bounds.
Tyson Sanger almost had him with 1 paw on his shoulder but couldn't get a grip. Wildcats now very fast-paced tempo up to the line.
1st and 10 Wildcats at the 39-yard line in their own territory. Quick screen to the outside. Completed pass, but no gain. Mason Krause, the junior tight end, caught that one. Actually, well, they'll give him a yard as he's knocked out of bounds. So 2nd and 9 here for Hartington-Newcastle. 6:26 on the clock in the 2nd quarter. 14-6. It's a 1-score ball game.
That completion to Krause. He is a first cousin to the Krause that plays volleyball for the Huskers.
Oh, there you go. Good athletic family. 2nd and 9. They're going to send Rosner in motion again, running that option play. That's the staple of their offense, and Hymas is going to get more yards out of this one. Taken down by his jersey. Looked like that was Porter Bartles on the stop, but a 2nd down run of 6. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. Give him 5 on that 2nd down, actually. 3rd and 4 here. It'll be Hymas. Alone in the gun. He's got 2 to the left, 2 to the right. 4 receiver set for the home team. Olheimus with 5:55 on the clock and counting. Another third down. Crofton got a good jump. They're going to throw it to the outside, and Crofton is going to get a tackle for loss here. Braxton Foxhoven on the edge drags down Rosner. 4th and about 6 here. Going backwards is Hartington-Newcastle. They're just across midfield.
You could see head coach Tom Allen on the far side signaling, go. He was yelling. He wanted his linebackers to blitz, and that's exactly what they got. Pressure up the middle and nowhere to go for the running backs.
4th down for Hartington-Newcastle. 5:15 on the clock. Nobody's moving. I assume we're going to take a timeout as the clock starts to go down. This is KYN-TV. I'm Tel Tanner. He's Scott Ulrich. 14-6 as the timeout is called by the home team. They've got one left. 5:07. They'll be kicking it away, I believe, after this one. But we'll see in 30 seconds on KYN-TV.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
5:07 on the clock here in the second quarter. 14-6 is the score of the ball game. A big 4th down incoming for Hartington-Newcastle. Decision has been made, and it appears they're going for it. 4th and 5, just across midfield by 3 yards, sitting at the 37-yard line of Crofton. Hymus, the quarterback, going to send Rosner in motion. They're running that option play again. They'll give to Rosner. Rosner going to be well short of the first down marker. Crofton gets the turnover on down. That play never had a chance. Crofton's defense was all over it.
If Rosner felt that he needed to go back to the inside and go against the grain, I don't know if he could have got to the outside. That's just good coverage there by Crofton.
Crofton played it perfectly, like they knew exactly what was coming. So from the 35-yard line now in their own territory, 5 yards away from midfield. This is 8-man football on an 80-yard field once again. Crofton will start off with the football. 14-6, they lead 45 yards away from the end zone. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Jackson drops back to throw. Clean protection. Now the pocket breaks down. He's going to run it out himself. He's got a bunch of green grass in front of him. Makes a move. Makes another man miss. Goes down inside of the 25-yard line. A gain of 24 on that run from the quarterback. Was flushed out of the pocket. Had nobody in front of him as everybody was deep on clear out routes. And he just had a bunch of green grass to scamper through. 1st and 10 inside of the 25 of Hartington-Newcastle. Now for the Wildcats, it's exactly what you couldn't have. On back-to-back plays, turnover on downs, and a big play for Crofton.
Yeah, basically just flipped the field right there. Wildcats could have punted, put them down deep, and now they're back on their heels near their own 20.
1st and 10, Crofton. I formation, they're going to give it to the tailback. Going up the middle, that's Jordan. Jordan tripped up after a medium gain of 5 yards, looks like 5 or 6. It'll be 2nd down for Crofton. Grant Jordan getting a heavy workload today. His first carries of the season coming in this ball game. Once again, no Wyatt Tramp tonight for the Crofton Warriors due to illness. So Grant Jordan getting a heavy workload. Clock ticks under 4 minutes to go. Crofton likely going to try and chew as much as they can, leave nothing for Hartington-Newcastle. Jordan going to go up the middle. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. Give him a gain of 2 or 3. Even still, it'll be 3rd and short for the Crofton Warriors.
Mentioned a heavy workload there for Grant Jordan. He's about 33 yards so far on 7 carries, so he's getting right at that 4 yards a carry so far tonight.
Once again, he did not have a carry coming into this ball game, getting an opportunity and making the most of it. That's all you can ask. He's a sophomore, one of the future leaders of this program. 3rd and 2. Jordan's going to be the tailback on this play. They're going to hand it to him. Jordan going forward. He's got 1st down yardage inside of the 10-yard line. He'll be taken down. 1st and goal, Crofton Warriors. Went right up the middle. 1st down yardage and a couple more at the 8-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle. Crofton's going to set things up. The clock ticks under 3 minutes to go. In between plays, it's moving. Crofton started off this game with the football. Hartington-Newcastle is going to get the ball after halftime, so they're going to have a chance to go 2 for 1 here with only one timeout in their pocket, but Crofton's going to try and make them use it or take some time off the clock here. Jackson under center. He's going to take the snap and run it himself. Tyson Jackson going up the middle. He'll just score right here. Tyson Jackson gets into the end zone, lowers his shoulder, makes his way in for 6. So it'll be 20-6, Crofton on top of the home team, Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats. 2:34 on the clock. All-important 2-point conversion coming into this one. Crofton trying to go up 16. That way, if you get it here, if you get a 2-point conversion stop on Hartington-Newcastle's next touchdown, theoretically, it would still be a 2-possession game. So these 2-point conversions, very, very important in this one. Jackson under center, 2 wingbacks on either side of the line, and I believe we just had a timeout called from Crofton. Yep, we did. Timeout from Crofton. They had 2 in their pocket. Coach Tom Allen wants to use one here. We'll keep this one right here because we're going to take a break as soon as the play is done. So let's go ahead and talk about this guy.
Yeah, you're talking about how important these 2-point conversions are. It was just highlighted right there by head coach Tom Allen. He knows it as well to need these 2-point conversions. Wildcats could turn things around in the third quarter, get hot, get a couple scores. It could come down to these little 3-yard runs for 2 points.
2:34 on the clock here in the second quarter, 20-6. Crofton. Now, they did score pretty early. That drive did not take very much time, which means Hartington-Newcastle's going to have an opportunity to score before halftime as well. 20-6, the score stands at the moment. Crofton trying to make this a 16-point game. Jackson under center, panning a wing back. He's going to move in motion. It's going to be Jackson keeping it, going up the middle, lowers his shoulder, fighting for yardage. I don't think he got it. He did not. So Hartington-Newcastle can keep this a 2-possession game even if they miss a 2-point conversion on their next trip to the end zone. 2:34 on the clock in the second quarter. Score stands at 14-point advantage for Crofton. 20-6, your score. Back in 30 seconds on KYN TV.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Touchdown Crofton Warriors. 20-6 is the score of the ball game. It was Tyson Jackson on the quarterback keeper, lowered his shoulder, got into the end zone. Hartington-Newcastle stops the 2-point conversion again, but Crofton still with a 14-point advantage at 20-6. Crofton set to kick this one away. It'll be Miller. Puts the foot to the football. It's an end-over-end kick brought in at the 7-yard line. It's Fellmeyer on the return. Fellmeyer hit hard just as he crossed the 15-yard line. I think that was Panning himself, 10 versus 10 in the numbers game. Not a very good return, but still plenty of time on the clock. 2:30 on the clock for Hartington-Newcastle. 1 timeout in their pocket, and they once again will get the ball after halftime. They've got a chance to go 2 for 1 here, potentially tie up the game or even take the lead before Crofton even touches the ball again.
The old Bill Belichick trick. He was the best at it in the NFL.
Hartington-Newcastle's got an amazing chance here. The clock is on their side. It's Fellmeyer. Going off his left side, he'll cut upfield, short gain of 2 here. Now that, once again, all stands on getting in the end zone on this possession. The one thing you absolutely cannot do here is go 3 and out and give Crofton the ball back with time on the clock. Gotta move the ball here if you're the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats. Empty set, 4 receivers, 2 on either side of the line. Hymas gonna throw to the outside. Rosner's got it. Rosner's gonna have a short gain here. It's gonna bring up 3rd and short. Tackled out of bounds with 1:55 on the clock. 3rd and 3. It'll be for the home team Wildcats. Now this is a pivotal play for Crofton here. If they're able to get that third down stop, you expect them to use that timeout. Save some clock, but Hartington-Newcastle's pretty much got to convert here. Rosner in motion, right to left. Hymas takes the snap. He's going to hand it to Rosner. Rosner trying to go to the outside. There's Crofton Warriors all around him, but he is able to escape. Somehow gets into first down territory and gets to about the 35-yard line. That should have been a tackle for loss. 3 different Warriors were in the backfield with Rosner. He's able to juke them all out, get the first down, and this drive will continue.
Yeah, big play there. 19 yards, and now the Wildcats up on the ball, ready to go quick.
Absolutely had to convert there in order to keep the ball away from Crofton. They do exactly that. Now Crofton gets a good jump. It's going to be Hymas. Jukes out a man. He's going to run it for a yard, but nothing more. Big number 70, Tyson Sanger on the stop for Crofton. 2nd and 9 incoming. The clock ticks under 1:20. Tick, 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 tick. The clock is moving on the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats. They're going to have to throw downfield here pretty quick. 2nd and 9. Hymas going to run that option, and he is dropping back to throw. He's going to throw on a quick screen. Had Rosner on a quick pass right in the middle of the field. Kind of had that running back screen, had all of the defensive linemen on lookout blocks coming after the quarterback, and you just throw it over the top of them. Only get a gain of 3 there, though. It'll be 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 6. Timeout taken with 54 seconds on the clock. Our timeouts today from Top Crop. Maximize your success this season with top-notch crop consulting and services offered at Top Crop. Visit topcropinc.com. 3rd and about 6 here for Hartington-Newcastle out of the timeout. Once again, you kind of need to convert here. If Crofton's able to get the stop on 3rd down, they still have a timeout in their pocket. This is the final one for Hartington-Newcastle, by the way. They are now out of timeouts. Crofton, if they get the 3rd down stop, they can call that timeout and still have about 50 seconds left in this first half.
A little bit of game of chess going back and forth. You mentioned the Wildcats need to have some chunk plays or get down the field. Everything they're doing so far is these quick outs or quick screens. They did try to make one pass play downfield. That one was tipped and ultimately almost picked off there by Foxhoven. But the Wildcats just have not attempted a lot of long plays. They've all been sideways on the field.
Crofton has taken away the big play in this ball game. That's what they wanted to do. That was their MO as we spoke to the coaches pregame, and they've done it so far in the first half. 3rd and 6 now for Hartington-Newcastle. Very big play right at midfield. Fellmeyer in motion. Hymas drops back to throw. Clean pocket. Now it breaks down. Throws over the middle of the field. Nearly picked. Through into double coverage. It was knocked to the ground. Grant Jordan in coverage. The incompletion stops the clock. 4th down, and Crofton still has that one timeout in their back pocket.
Yeah, 3 wide receivers downfield. 2 of them single coverage, but they were well covered as well. Into double coverage led nowhere. 4th down now coming up for the Wildcats. They look like they're going to punt.
Kane Gratzfeld in the ball game. Punt formation for the Wildcats. They're going to snap it back to him. Gratzfeld will put the foot to the ball. It is punted away. It's going to bounce right at the 11-yard line and into the end zone by inches. It just hit that line. That was nearly a perfect punt, 1 yard away from trapping Crofton at the 1-yard line. But the touchback will give the Crofton Warriors the ball at the 15 with 40 seconds on the clock and 1 timeout. That's enough time to go for it here. See what Crofton can get before halftime.
Do a play or two, as you mentioned. 1 timeout yet to go. Maybe they can get a few yards, get 20 yards, call timeout, and see where things are at.
And there's little risk here. Hartington-Newcastle cannot stop the clock if Crofton is unsuccessful in getting down the field, so Crofton can just go to halftime should they choose. It's going to be Jackson, the quarterback, who's going to run this one himself in the quarterback draw. He's going to go downfield for about 9 here, 32 seconds on the clock, and there's going to be the timeout called from Crofton. Timeout, Crofton Warriors will take it with them. Timeouts from Top Crop back in 30 seconds on KYN TV.
So, you need a new vehicle. What's the best vehicle for you? Where do you get financing? What's your trade worth? Answer all these questions and more at BillionAuto.com. You can compare 16 new car brands and thousands of used vehicles, all in the palm of your hand at BillionAuto.com. Plus, estimate the trade value of your vehicle in 2 easy steps. It's car buying made easy. Apply for credit pre-approval at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
Officials put 2 seconds back on the clock. It is 30 seconds to go before halftime, and now no timeouts remaining in this first half. Both teams used all 3 from top crop. 2nd and inches here, but the down and distance doesn't really matter at this point. At the 25-yard line in their own territory is Crofton. They've got a long way to go to get to the end zone. Jackson's going to run it up the middle himself. Get some good yardage here. 25 seconds to go. Crofton's got to move quickly here if they're going to get the snap off. They might try and just spike it here and stop the clock. Clock is moving here. Well, the clock stops as they move the chains. Now it's moving. There's the spike. 2 seconds came off the clock in between the first down run and the spike. That was good game management from the Crofton Warriors. 22 seconds to go before halftime. 20-6 is the score of the ball game. Once again, the clock does stop on first downs here. Crofton has some time to get up to the football. 22 seconds on the clock, 20-6 the score. Right at the 35-yard line in their own territory is Crofton. They're going to run it for Jackson again. Jackson going up the middle. 2nd and 6 after the spike. Or third and 5, excuse me. 9 seconds on the clock, and I think Crofton's just going to take this one to halftime locker room. They drove down the field a little ways, got to midfield, but they weren't able to get all the way to the end zone. Good stand from Hartington-Newcastle to end the half. Both teams' defenses stand on the final offensive possessions of the half. 20-6 will be your score on KYN-TV. My name is Tal Tanner. Here with Scott Ulrich tonight. Our Northeast Nebraska game of the week. It's a rivalry matchup between Hartington-Newcastle and Crofton. Let's take that break, come back in a couple of minutes. We'll begin our halftime show from the Bank of Hartington. We'll go through our stats, go over the out-of-town scoreboard, go through our scoring plays, and everything in between. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tal Tanner. Back in 3 minutes on KYN-TV.
I'm Brett Wiedenfeld, Chief Financial Officer and Ag Lender at the Bank of Hartington, and I'm also a Northeast Nebraska pork producer. At the Bank of Hartington, we have the tools and knowledge to help your operation grow. We know the needs of our producers and are eager to assist with the demands of your farm. How do we know? Because our Ag Lenders have true Ag experience. Call our experienced Ag Lenders at 402-254-3994.
Bank of Hartington, a proud supporter of all our students and athletes.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
A radio commercial for hearing loss is tricky. You see, there are two scenarios. Either it's you, or it could be the loved one you're with. Here's how to find out. If the radio is deafeningly loud right now, it's probably not you. If it's not deafeningly loud, look over at your loved one wearing earplugs. Maybe it's time to visit the hearing experts, Avera Medical Group Audiology Yankton. Doctors Matt Rumsey and Kendra Bailey can get you back to never missing a beat during a conversation. They offer the latest technology and free 2-week test drives. Call 605-655-1220.
I am Juan Francisco Duarte, and basketball allows me to show my adventurous spirit. Right after graduating Mount Marty, I was selected to be part of the national basketball team for Colombia. Here, I think, is a great opportunity for me to expand, grow, and also help others to adventure in their journey.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
Attention irrigators, when was the last time your irrigation pump was pulled? Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. Contact Christensen Well and Irrigation to find out how pulling your irrigation pump during the fall and winter months can improve efficiency and avoid breakdowns, saving you money. Visit Christensen Well and Irrigation in Hartington or Wakefield. Find them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com. And good luck to all area high school athletes this sports season.
Scott Ulrich back in Hartington, 20-6, and that is your halftime score. Wildcats trailing the Crofton Warriors. This is the halftime report brought to you by the Bank of Hartington. Where other banks have their branches, the Bank of Hartington has their roots. Let's break this first half down, and we will do that by the stats. And the stats are brought to you by Christensen Well, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well industry, and the genealogy of Northeast Nebraska, Southeast South Dakota, and Northwest Iowa. First, let's take a look at the Crofton Warriors. They had 27 plays. One of them was a pass completion, 26 running plays. It was kind of a split backfield, 8 carries for Grant Jordan and 8 carries for Tyson Jackson, a quarterback. Jordan had 39 yards. Jackson, very effective, 65 yards on those 8 carries, 2 touchdowns. Jace Panning had 9 carries, make that 10 for 80 yards and 1 touchdown. That one completion went to Braxton Foxhoven for 12 yards. I don't think we've seen a penalty flag in this first half. I'm trying to think back through. I don't have anything marked. If I missed one, and only one fumble, and that was to start out this game in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think you're right.
By Crofton. Yeah, very clean game. Now the stats for the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats. Cole Hymas, he's leading the way in the carries column, has 10 carries, 29 yards. It has been tough going for Hymas coming out of the backfield. Cole Rosner also, he has 9 carries, almost even split in the backfield as well. On those 9 carries, 64 yards, and did have 1 touchdown that went for 30. Will Fellmeyer has 3 carries for 15 yards. Hymas, a few more pass plays, but we talked about they were mainly going side to side, not down the field, and that shows in the stats. 5 of 7, 16 yards, 2 grabs by Rosner, 2 by Fellmeyer, and 1 by Mason Krause. And those are the stats brought to you by Christensen Well and Irrigation.
6:30 on the clock on the halftime scoreboard. We've got a couple minutes before we go to second half action in a 14-point ball game. Hartington-Newcastle with a huge 2-point conversion stand late in that first half to keep it a 2-score game. That was pretty important here. That second 2-point conversion for Crofton would have made it a 16-point game, which meant in order to tie up the ball game, Hartington-Newcastle would have had to have been perfect on the extra point attempts of 2-point conversions, or they would have fall behind in total possessions and made it a 3-score game. So
yeah, and it's just going to get even tougher the farther you get into this game. You've got to keep the possessions down. As you mentioned, great defensive strategy there, though, on those 2-point conversions, led by their defensive coordinator, and call him MJ. That's Mike Johnson, leading the defense for Hartington-Newcastle.
20-6 is the score of this ball game. Let's take a break here on our halftime show today, brought to you by the Bank of Hartington. Where other banks have their branches, Bank of Hartington has their roots. Let's take a break, come back in a couple minutes, go over our out-of-town scoreboard, check other Nebraska games, and some big updates out of South Dakota as well. He's Scott Ulrich, I'm Tel Tanner, here on KYN-TV.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
From sunup to well after sundown, the life of a farmer is a matter of choices, and you have the choice to make the right decisions for your operation to succeed. The power is in your hands. At Security Bank, our lenders recognize the need to better understand your numbers and come up with a plan to keep your operation moving forward. You make the decisions. We make the tools to make those decisions easier. Security Bank, the right choice for the future of your operation. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I'm Marie Haar, Vice President and Ag Lender at Bank of Hartington. I'm also a Northeast Nebraska beef and dairy producer. Whether it's developing a marketing strategy, a cash flow projection, or a break-even analysis, at the Bank of Hartington, we know that ever-changing demands and challenges of today's grain and livestock producers. How do we know? Because we are farmers, and we're living it too. Call our experienced ag lenders at 402-254-3994.
Bank of Hartington, a proud supporter of all our students and athletes.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
I am Juan Francisco Duarte, and basketball allows me to show my adventurous spirit. Right after graduating Mount Marty, I was selected to be part of the national basketball team for Colombia. Here I think is a great opportunity for me to expand, grow, and also help others to adventure in their journey.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
All right, out of the halftime locker room, let's go over our scoreboard out of town for South Dakota and Nebraska football. We'll start it off in South Dakota, one of our KYN TV family games up in Pierre, South Dakota at the state capitol. The Yankton Bucks are currently leading at halftime 21-0 over, I believe, the 6 or 7 straight state champ Pierre Governors. Pierre Governors looking to be a little down this year, apparently, or Yankton is just really, really good. Either way, 21-0 Yankton. That is a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one for South Dakota.
That's a big one. In Northeast Nebraska now, let's start going over some of these D1, C2 scores, maybe some D2 scores as well. Scott, what do we got?
Yeah, Class C2, we'll start out there. Probably the biggest one that's on the schedule taking place down in Battle Creek. Number 2 Battle Creek, number 4 Oakland Craig. And they're almost to halftime, another minute to go. Oakland Craig on top, 24-21. So that one, as advertised, a very, very close game. Kearney Catholic, the number 8 seed, up 14-7 over Amherst in the second quarter. Hartington Cedar Catholic, the 6th seed, they're up 28-14 over West Point Beamer, and they're just about to halftime in that game. Number 9 Raymond Central against Lincoln Lutheran, up 26-14. They're at the half. The number 1 ranked Norfolk Catholic Knights up big over Ponca at the half, 43-0 the score in that game. And one final one in Class C2, the defending state champions who were in C1 last year, now they're in C2, the number 5 ranked Boone Central Cardinals up 35-0 at the half over Cross County.
Other big D1 scores, number 9 Plainview at number 3 Summerland, 28-28 at the half. That one is going to be interesting. Or actually, there's 1 minute left in the second quarter, but it's 28-28. That is going to be another top 10 matchup that's going down to the wire. Hopefully, we'll have a final score for you on that one post-game, because that could also shake things up just as this game is going to. There's 2 top 10 matchups in D1 tonight. That's the other one. This is the first.
Offensive production on that one. Fun game.
Yes.
Fun game.
Some of the other local schools, we'll see if we could find. I saw Laurel Concord Coleridge earlier. Wausau Osmond is losing to Bloomfield 16-8. We'll see if we could find.
And that game, the Bears, Laurel Concord Coleridge, up
there we go.
24-8 over Elkhorn Valley, and that one at the half.
That's a big one for Laurel Concord Coleridge. That is home game for them, for the Bears, up 24-8, as you said. Another big one, another top 10 matchup. Not necessarily around here, but a couple of good schools. Number 4, Arapahoe is playing today, as it just disappeared for me as I was looking at it.
It's number 6 Dundee County Stratton. Those names are synonymous with great football teams. 8-0 at the half.
That's in low-scoring defensive stand. That one's at Arapahoe tonight. We'll try to give you final scores on those as we go to the halftime locker room. That's your out-of-town scoreboard update. And now let's go ahead and take a moment and talk about something a little close to home for some Crofton fans here, something that we really wanted to talk about at halftime, because there's a fundraiser going on for the Schieffer family this weekend. For those of you that don't know, there was an accident. 2 young girls, 11-year-old and 8-year-old, were struck by a car on their way to school on August 30th, just a couple weeks ago. Since then, the 2 girls have had multiple surgeries, and medical bills are obviously what they are. They're ridiculous. They're expensive. And so there's a couple of fundraisers going on to help out the Schieffer family, if you can, from a couple of local businesses in Crofton. So tomorrow, Main Street Treasures in Crofton is going to be open from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. And they're going to be having a lot of the proceeds. And it says proceeds from the sales at Main Street Treasures Friday, today, and tomorrow all go to those 2 girls in their recovery, which is a pretty cool thing. And then on Sunday, Sports Stop Bar in Crofton is also going to be raising funds for the Schieffer family as well. They're going to be hosting a 2-person best ball golf tournament on Sunday starting at 11 a.m. at the Crofton Lakeview Golf Course. Entry is $20 per person, and those interested in playing can register by calling the Sports Stop Bar at 402-388-4418. You can also, if you feel like it, just donate there. Go in and donate what you can, and they'll make sure it goes to the Schieffer family.
Yeah, great fundraisers. We've seen the Pass the Bucket at some different games we've been at trying to raise money for this one here. Stop in, call in, grab some food there at the sports stop, or go down and have a good talk with Joyce Stevens down at the Treasures, and all the proceeds will go to the Schieffer family. A great donation.
A very good cause, a very worthy cause for a family that is big in the area, well respected in the area, and they need our help.
Absolutely.
20-6 is the score at halftime as we turn our attention back to football now. He's Scott Ulrich, I'm Tel Tanner. That'll do for your halftime show from the Bank of Hartington. Where other banks have their branches, Bank of Hartington has their roots. 20-6 is the score of the ball game here as we get started in halftime. After halftime, Crofton set to kick this one away to Hartington-Newcastle. End-over-end kick going to be brought in at about the 7-yard line of the home team Wildcats. It's Hymas himself going to take it out to about the 30-yard line, and that's where Hartington-Newcastle's going to start their offensive production of quarter number 3. 20-6 is the score of this ball game, a 14-point advantage for the road team. The Wildcats really need to cut into this in the opening drive of this third quarter. That would make some momentum for the home team.
You always get a good look at what changes were made when you come straight out of the half. This opening drive right here will set the tone for the remainder of the game.
They're going to come out in the similar formation they had in the first half. It's Fellmeyer wide to the left, Rosner wide to the right, Hymas alone as the quarterback. They'll send Rosner in motion again, and they're going to give it to him on the outside. Crofton was ready for it. No gain on the play. It was Tyson Jackson on the tackle, Cole Rosner on the carry. That was the play that was kind of the staple of the Hartington-Newcastle offense throughout the first half. Crofton read it well and was able to play it well in the first half. They send either Fellmeyer or Rosner in motion from left to right, and it's just straight up quarterback option from there. You can run the option to the outside or keep it yourself as the quarterback, go up the middle. We'll see if they continue to do that here. It's second and down, same formation. Rosner in motion. They're going to run the option again. This time they'll throw it downfield. Got a man. Dropped downfield. That would have been a 20-yard catch, but it was dropped by Mason Krause, the tight end, the junior. Just couldn't quite bring that one into his hands. There was a couple of men in the area for Crofton. Might have been worried about taking the hit there over the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's a tough one there when it slaps you in the hands. I know I've dropped those before too back in the day, and that's just an unfortunate play. 3rd down and 10 coming up here for the Wildcats.
3rd and 10, same formation. Fellmeyer to the right, Rosner to the left. Hymas alone in the backfield. Shotgun set. They'll send Rosner in motion. Running the option again. Now throwing deep. They've got a man. This time went right back to him. This time it's caught. 3rd down conversion. Same guy, Mason Krause. They went right back to him, and he caught it this time. Looked it into the hands. 1st down yardage. I love it when they go back to a player that made a mistake in the previous play.
It's the best thing you can do. Builds that confidence right back. We're going to keep coming at you. the 6'6" tight end coming across the field, gain of 10 and move the chains.
Just across midfield is the Wildcats. 1st and 10 from the 39 in Crofton territory. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right this time. It's Hymas alone in the backfield. They'll send a man in motion. It's Fellmeyer. He'll get to the outside, cut upfield. About a 5-yard gain before he's knocked out of bounds by Jackson Lind. 2nd and 6 here for Hartington-Newcastle. Go back to that 3rd down conversion. It was Krause, the tight end, split out wide on a 10-yard out route. Hymas hit him between the numbers, a good throw, catch complete with the man there in coverage, took a hit and was able to hold on to the ball for an 11-yard gain on 3rd and 10. Good play.
I'd like to see more of those in the second half.
They're going to run it up the middle this time on that same quarterback option. It'll be 3rd and short after a 4-yard gain on 2nd and 5. Hymas makes it 3rd and 1 here, right around the 30-yard line of Crofton. 10:35 on the clock. 3rd quarter. 14-point advantage for the road team Warriors. Hartington-Newcastle breaks the huddle. They're going to send 5 on the line. It's going to be Fellmeyer wide to the right, Rosner wide to the left. Alone in the backfield, Hymas again. Same play, and it's going to be read perfectly by Crofton. They ran that option to the outside. Quarterback kept it himself, and it's a tackle for loss for Crofton. They're reading that one really well here. That must have been the full discussion at halftime for Crofton, was that exact play.
Yeah, Will Sanger's right in the middle blocking things up, and they're just trying to blow that play up in the backfield, and they're giving him no place to go.
4th and 2 after a 1-yard loss now. Hartington-Newcastle's going to go for it. They're on Crofton's side of the field at the 32-yard line. They need the 31-yard line. They need the 29. Similar formation, 2 receivers set, 1 on either side. Rosner in motion, left to right, running that quarterback option again. The quarterback's going to keep it, and this time I believe he might have had the yardage. He's knocked backwards right at the line to gain. This is going to depend on the spot of the football. And I think they're going to say he's short, and I believe we're going to have a measurement here.
5 games in, this is the first measurement that I've seen. That's how close this one is.
That's on a 4th down run. It's either Crofton ball or 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. It was a great defensive play to knock him backwards instead of letting him fall forward, and now they're going to stretch out the sticks. We'll see. Did he get it? No, he did not. Crofton gets the turnover on downs. They'll take over on offense at their own 30-yard line.
I don't know if you could hear that in the microphone. There was a loud roar that came from the field, and that was all the team in brown and white, Crofton, getting excited after that, called short, and now they'll flip the field and give it right back to Crofton on about their own 30.
1st and 10 for the Crofton Warriors. Turnover on downs out of the gate in the second half for the home team Wildcats. That was a great defensive play. Once again, they were able to stand up the quarterback, Hymas, and push him backwards instead of letting him fall forward on the tackle. That's what saved that 1st down there. 1st and 10 run. It's going to be fumbled on the ground. Ball is out. Did Hartington-Newcastle just get it right back? They did. Fumble recovery by Ty Upfer.
And now they're calling a timeout on the field. I don't know if they're talking it over.
Crofton just fumbled the football. Hartington-Newcastle marching their offense out. Now they're speaking with the head coach. They're speaking to the head coach of Hartington-Newcastle. They're signaling to the clock keeper, trying to put time back on the clock. 20-6 is going to be the score of the ball game still. Crofton turns it over on their first play after that turnover on downs.
Big play.
Big back and forths here.
Wakely was in there on that play too. Solid defensive stand.
It's going to be Hymas going to the outside. Tackle for loss. Crofton's fired up. They're upset after turning it over. It's Trevor Allen on the big tackle for loss of looks like maybe 4 or 5 yards here. Way backwards does Hartington-Newcastle go. It's going to be 2nd and 14. Maybe 15.
One of the biggest losses that we've seen so far tonight made by the coach's son, Trevor, and puts Hartington-Newcastle back on their heels now.
2nd and 15. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Hymas, quick screen to the outside, finds Fellmeyer. Fellmeyer is going to go down for another tackle for loss. Tyson Jackson pushes him back another yard. 3rd and 16 or 17 looks like now. For Hartington-Newcastle, Crofton defensively is just fired up after turning it over. Crofton had an amazing chance. They lost the football, and they know that they had an opportunity there that squandered it away. So now they're just fired up on defense, trying to get the ball back.
I'd like to know what the head coach said to him on this defensive stand, because he has them absolutely motivated.
I doubt we could repeat the words. 3rd down, Hymas thrown over the middle of the field. He has a man, and it's going to be dropped again downfield. That might have actually just been punched out by the Crofton defensive back. Jackson Lind was back there on Mason Krause. It looked like Krause caught the ball, brought it in, and then in comes Lind and might have just punched it out there. The defensive back with a good play to make it 4th and very long.
Yeah, and it was right near the line to gain for first down. If he didn't get it, it was within a yard, and now the punt team looks like they're coming out for the purple.
Amazing play from Jackson Lind, the defensive back junior for Crofton, to punch that ball out and make it 4th and very long. Punt team on. Punt is away. End-over-end kick that's going to bounce at the 5-yard line and will go into the end zone. Touchback for Hartington-Newcastle. So Crofton's going to take over at the 15-yard line in their own territory. No score so far. Second half, 20-6. Your halftime score, it still stands at that. 3.5 minutes in. 8:30 on the clock in the 3rd quarter. First and 10. Crofton Warriors, they'll run that I. It's Panning, I believe, is the tailback. Yep, they're going to give it to him. Panning going up the middle. Purple jerseys surrounding him. Gain of only 1. Both defenses playing well so far. Crofton turned it over. Ball was knocked out of the hands of one of the running backs on this last possession. Hartington-Newcastle was unable to do anything with it. They go 3 and out after the turnover.
Either one on that last 2 possessions, if they could just do something with the football, the momentum is there to be taken.
Neither team getting things rolling on offense right now. Both teams just trying to find something, but that's not going to do it. Panning goes backwards again. It was Ashton Wakely who's making a case for player of the game for Hartington-Newcastle so far today. Wakely has been everywhere for the Wildcats. Tackle for loss there, 1-yard loss, bring it 3rd and 10 again.
Absolutely making a name. Wakely's been in the backfield just time after time, making big plays, putting them up at 3rd and 10 after that one.
The junior defensive end has been very, very good in this ball game. 3rd down, once again that tight formation from Crofton. Panning lined up as a wing back off the right tight end, and officials blow this one dead. It's going to be a false start on the offense. Just as well, they were trying to run a bootleg, and it was Aiden Rosner who was in the backfield ready to sack the quarterback. That would have been a heavy loss for Crofton. They might actually just accept the penalty. They might be okay with that because they get to, it's 3rd and 15, but at least they get to redo the down. That would have been 4th and long for Crofton.
Absolutely, absolutely. Get that down back, and now we'll see if Crofton's going to keep it on the ground, try to just get some yards to punt, or if they'll go to the air.
Ended up kind of being a blessing for Crofton that they were able to get the penalty. They've got a chance here on 3rd down. 6:55 on the clock. They're going to throw it. Nope, it's going to be the quarterback who pulls it down to run. He's scrambling through the defense near the 1st down marker, but not going to get there. A gain of 13 on 3rd and 15. 4th and 2 in Crofton's own territory now. We'll see. It's close to the 1st down marker, but when you're inside of your own 25-yard line, it's hard to make the case to go for it here, but
and both defenses are just playing lights out.
Yes, they are. If it's me, I'm probably kicking this one away. We'll see what Crofton does. Right now, they're lining up as if they're going to. Foxhoven's in the backfield, but you know how Crofton runs their fakes. Foxhoven's going to have the option, and they're going to run a fake here. Pitch it forward. Panning's got it. Panning spins away as he had 1st down yardage. He spun away and then maybe got it on 2nd effort. It's going to be set down right at the 25-yard line, which is the line to gain. I think they're going to give it to him.
Yes.
They will. 1st and 10 Crofton.
I thought that Panning had it if he'd just kept his momentum going. So when he spun off the player, I'm like, oh, no, he's kind of went backwards a yard. But
a play that you see players make a lot that coaches scream about, where you have first down yardage and then instead of just going forward to get it, you try and spin out of it, go to the outside to get more, and you nearly lose the yardage you had, but he was able to get it back on second effort. Go to the outside, Panning again. Panning's going to break one for a big gain of 11 on 1st and 10. This Crofton drive is still going. 1st and 10 now to the 36-yard line, still in their own territory are the Warriors.
So they're at 4th down at about their 20, and now they get it out past the 35. They can take an exhale. They're not in a deep hole no more.
What a gutsy call from head coach Tom Allen. It wasn't the punter running that option himself where he could run with it. He actually pitched it forward to Panning. It was fake all the way. Panning's able to pay it off. Gutsy call from Tom Allen. Hartington-Newcastle going to get a tackle for loss here, working on Panning on 1st and 10. Tried to get the screen to the outside on that little pitch. Running the stretch play, they can't get any positive yardage. 2nd and 11. The stretch played very well by Hartington-Newcastle. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd.
You and I both recognized Foxhoven when he was getting back there in the punt formation, and we're thinking of last week in Bloomfield.
Yep.
He did the same thing where he takes off kind of doing that the rugby style kick,
yeah,
and comes off to the side, and there he kept it for 6 and got that first down that we saw last week. It was very similar. So Foxhoven very versatile in that punting formation.
2nd and 11. Panning in motion left to right. They're going to pitch it to him on the outside. Panning cuts up field now. Doesn't matter. Gain of maybe 2 here. It's going to be 3rd and 9. No, they might only give him a yard here. Just back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for Crofton. As we've said in this 3rd quarter, both defenses playing exceptionally well.
Have not seen Grant Jordan yet run the ball for Crofton. Still sitting at 8 carries, 39 yards. He had the best average after that first half. We have yet to see him carry the ball here in the second half.
Here we go, 3rd and 10. Panning, wing back, not in motion. They're going to have the quarterback drop back. He'll throw to the outside. Screen pass to the left side, Foxhoven. Foxhoven's got blockers and a first down. Foxhoven for much more. Inside of the 20 before he's knocked out of bounds. Big play for Crofton on 3rd and 10. North of 20 yards on the reception for Braxton Foxhoven, the senior.
Yeah, I got him for 23 yards. He is 2 for 2 catching those passes coming from Tyson Jackson. Shoved out of bounds. 1st and 10 now at about the 20.
1st and 10. Officially at the 21-yard line are Crofton just outside of the red zone. Panning in motion again. It's going to be the quarterback spinning around and keeping it up the middle. He's going to run it inside to the 15-yard line. Gain of 6 on 1st and 10. In the red zone now are the Crofton Warriors. 3:33 on the clock. 20-6 is the score of the ball game. Crofton has not been as efficient as they'd like to be moving the ball down the field against a very good Wildcat defense. But in the red zone, they've been efficient. 20-6. Is the score. They've been able to score when they get down here. 2nd and 4 for the Warriors. Panning in motion again, left to right. Jackson's going to keep it himself. Not good blocking. He's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. And big number 40 again, that was Ashton Wakely.
He's getting he's getting my attention, Tell. He looks really good on that defensive front. I like what he's doing tonight.
That he does. 3rd down, Crofton. Clock is starting to tick down on this 3rd quarter. No score. So far in the 3rd, it's been 20-6 since about midway through the 2nd quarter after both defenses held at the end of the half as well. It's been a long time since either team has scored. They're going to run right up the middle here with Jackson on 3rd and 4. He's going to be right at the marker. I think he's got a first down yardage. It's either 4th and inches or 1st and 10, and they're going to move the sticks. 1st and 10, Crofton Warriors at the 11-yard line, so theoretically they could still get a first down. They're at the 11. First down marker is going to be at the 1.
Yeah, with 2:18 to go here in the 3rd quarter, we talked in pregame, Wildcats averaging 70 points. Only 6 on the board so far.
Crofton's defense is legit. They're going to have Panning in motion left to right. It's going to be Jackson going up the middle. Jackson bouncing off a tackler, running it for a short gain of around 5 yards, taken down at the 6-yard line. Gain of 5 here, 2nd and 5 for the Warriors. Inside of the 10-yard line, they're sitting on the 6. Crofton has a chance to make this a 3-possession game with 1:35 on the clock in the 4th quarter. Hartington-Newcastle needs a stand here desperately. You don't want to go down 3 possessions going into the 4th. Especially against an offense like Crofton that just chews clock in the running game. 2nd down and 5. Jackson going up the middle, bouncing off tacklers. Touchdown, Crofton Warriors. Tyson Jackson again. 26-6 now. Crofton on top. This will be a 3-possession game with 1:15 on the clock in this 3rd quarter. Hartington-Newcastle, a big play offense. They've still got time, but this next offensive possession might be the most important one of the game for the Wildcats. For Crofton, now the all-important 2-point conversion. They're going to line up in the eye, panning the tail back. They're going to roll out with the quarterback. He'll throw to the end zone. Completed pass. 2-point conversion is good. He found his fullback in Jack Miller. Jack Miller, the fullback, on the completed pass on the screen to the outside. Quick out. And it's 28-6. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tel Tanner. This is KYN TV's Game of the Week in Northeast Nebraska. Back in 30 seconds.
Attention irrigators. When was the last time your irrigation pump was pulled? Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. Contact Christensen Well and Irrigation to find out how pulling your irrigation pump during the fall and winter months can improve efficiency and avoid breakdowns, saving you money. Visit Christensen Well and Irrigation in Hartington or Wakefield. Find them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com. And good luck to all area high school athletes this sports season.
.115 on the clock in the 3rd quarter. 28-6 is the score of this ball game. Crofton leads over Hartington-Newcastle. And now what we're going to see, Hartington-Newcastle's about to get the ball back, and this will be the most important possession of this game for the Wildcats. It's going to be 3 possessions is the difference here. It's a 22-point ball game. They have to score here.
Yeah, have to have a score. This is 4-down territory almost no matter where you're at. And on that last play, that touchdown when Jackson ran it in, he waited until the back judge was signaling. This is almost a penalty for delay of game.
It's going to be Hartington-Newcastle returning this one to about the 20-yard line is where they're going to go in. Keaton Arns, I believe, on the return there.
Yeah, I wanted to stop there just because we were doing the kickoff, but what Crofton is going to do offensively, if that's any indication, every single play is drug out. So that's almost 30, 35 seconds, and that sure makes the game pretty short when they have the football.
And Crofton's offense is specifically designed to chew clock. That is what it is. Their offense runs the ball. They get 4 or 5 yards a carry on all of their running backs. They can chew clock like no other team I've ever seen. Doesn't matter here. Rosner nearly breaks one. Big run on 1st and 10 for Hartington-Newcastle of just over 20 yards. 1:03 on the clock. 28-6 is the score of this ball game. Rosner across midfield.
Yeah, I had him unofficially for 24 yards on that one. Crossed midfield, now set up at the 35 of Crofton.
Hartington-Newcastle's got to score here. Now in Crofton's side of the field, it's 4-down territory the rest of the way. Option play, throw to the outside. He's got a man. Fellmeyer, it was on the back shoulder. Couldn't get it. Incomplete pass. Fellmeyer, the young receiver, was going too fast. He slipped as he was trying to go back to the ball, and I think he kind of turned the wrong way. He turned to the outside going back to the ball. Got to turn inside to have it right there, but either way, the pass was behind him, and he slipped as he was trying to get to it. 44 seconds on the clock in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10, Hartington-Newcastle. Good drive so far. They're in Crofton's side of the field. It's only 2nd down. Rosner in motion, right to left. Option play, quarterback keeper. He's going to go down after a 2-yard gain. Crofton's defense has read that quarterback option very, very well in this second half. It was Braxton Foxhoven on the stop. Marked shorter than I even thought. Give him only a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 9 with 27 seconds left in the quarter. On a pivotal 3rd down like this, I wouldn't be surprised if Hartington-Newcastle let the clock run out on the quarter and take advantage of the time they're given to talk about this one. We'll see. 14 seconds on the clock. They line up like they're going to go for it. Fellmeyer wide to the right. Rosner to the left. 9 seconds. They're going to send a man in motion. They will snap the football. It's going to be that keeper again. Quarterback's going up the middle. Has blockers. First down yardage to the 15-yard line. A great run from Cole Hymas. And Hartington-Newcastle is in business. They'll set up at the 15-yard line as we go to the fourth quarter. The clock runs out on the third. 28-6 is your score. He's Scott Ulrich. I'm Tel Tanner. Let's take a quick 30-second timeout here on KYN-TV. We'll come back 1st and 10 in the red zone for Hartington-Newcastle.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
Flip the field and we're ready to play. Final stanza incoming. It's the fourth quarter on Northeast Nebraska's Game of the Week. I'm Tel Tanner, joined today by Scott Ulrich in Hartington, Nebraska. The Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats got their backs against the door here in the fourth quarter, down 28-6, but are driving. They're at the Crofton 15-yard line and a real chance to make this a manageable two-possession game in the fourth.
Yeah, I can see them going very quick. Get up, run a couple plays as fast as you can. Wildcats are very good at keeping that tempo up, and I think we're going to see that every time they touch the ball.
1st and 10 Wildcats. Rosner wide to the left, Fellmeyer to the right. They're going to send Rosner in motion, running that same quarterback option. He's going to go up the middle, slip a tackle, go down for a short gain of about 3, go to the 12-yard line for the Wildcats. 2nd and 8. I think it's 2nd and 8 here. Hartington-Newcastle football. It's going to be Cole Hymas, the quarterback, running the play. They're going to run that same exact formation. 5 men on the line. Fellmeyer to the right, Rosner to the left. Sending Rosner in motion again. Quarterback option. Quarterback will keep it. Hymas going up the middle. He's got first down yardage. Gain of nearly 10 inside of the 5-yard line now is Hartington-Newcastle. That same quarterback option that did not work in the third quarter is all of a sudden working in the fourth.
Yeah, the veer, as a lot of teams call it, just kind of an option, seeing who's going to get it, and that time Hymas keeping it for 10.
On the 3-yard line, same play, quarterback keeper. He'll go up the middle, touchdown, Hartington-Newcastle. Hartington-Newcastle touchdown. They'll make it a two-possession game here. 28-12 is going to be the score. 11:06 on the clock. Hartington-Newcastle needs to get a 2-point conversion here. It is currently a 16-point game at 28-12 is the difference here. Hartington-Newcastle needs this 2-point conversion, give them a little bit of leeway here on their next couple offensive possessions. If they miss this one, then they'd have to be perfect on the next 2 touchdowns of 2-point conversions to tie it up. It's a 16-point advantage once again. Here's the snap, throwing play, they'll throw into the end zone, caught Fellmeyer. 2-point conversion is good. It's a 14-point ball game, 11:06 on the clock. Hartington-Newcastle is right back in this thing. My name's Tel Tanner here with Scott Ulrich. Crofton's going to get the ball back here in 30 seconds on KYN-TV.
Did you know that using your debit card to pay in stores, online, even within apps has never been easier or more secure? Now there's a better way to pay with Digital Wallet from Security Bank. Whether at the coffee shop, grocery store, or online, instead of making purchases using your plastic card, now you can pay with your smartphone, tablet, or smartwatch. Just touch, tap, pay the easy way with Digital Wallet from Security Bank. Ask about it today. Member FDIC.
28-14 after the Cole Hymas touchdown was able to run in on that veer option here.
I think they could hear us tell. Either it went through the headset down to the coach or something, and we were saying, you got to score here. That was exactly what the Wildcats needed.
We talked about it in that little break there. If they didn't score there was a solid chance this game was over. They had to get in the end zone, and that's exactly what they did. The Wildcats are still in this ball game, but Crofton, once again, their offense just built to chew clock. Going to be another short onside kick here attempt for Hartington-Newcastle. Braxton Foxhoven jumps right on it, right around midfield. That'll make it a short field for the Warriors. Looked like they were just trying to get the ball back for Hartington-Newcastle. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a squib or right at the up back on the front line there for Crofton, but either way, Foxhoven's able to get it. He's going to be officially at the 38-yard line in Crofton's territory, 2 yards away from midfield. And here's that Crofton offense keeping everybody in tight. Their running backs averaging about 5 yards a carry. They like to just run it up the middle. It's going to be Jackson who carries it himself and gets 4 here. Well, maybe only 3. 2nd and 7 incoming, 10:55 on the clock. 3-yard gain on first down for the Crofton Warriors. And as you mentioned a little earlier, Scott, this is the time where Crofton is really good at chewing clock. Every play, they will be looking at the official downfield, waiting for him to start counting down the play clock before they snap this one.
We can talk about the weather forecast, the Huskers tomorrow, and the lunch menu for next week, and they're still not ready to go.
2nd and 7. Crofton trying to chew clock here. The official starts counting, and there's the snap. Going to go up the middle again. It's Panning. Panning goes a pretty good run. He's still moving forward right near the sticks. It's going to be 1 yard shy. 3rd and 1 for the Crofton Warriors. That's what you need when you're in the chew clock game. You don't want first down runs of 20 yards. You want to get 4 or 5 yards a carry, so you're taking as much time as possible. It's 3rd and 1 just across midfield now is Crofton. They're sitting at the 33-yard line of their opponent. They need the 32 for a first down. Under 10 to play. Crofton chewing clock here in the fourth quarter. A long sustained drive that ends in points could just about salt this one away. They're going to have a first down here on a tush push. Sanger keeps it himself. Gain of maybe 4. Ball comes out at the end there, but it was the ground that forced the fumble after Jackson was thrown down. So that will be a play blown dead. 9:40 on the clock, 28-14 the score. 1st and 10.
So they were talking about dragging things out. They've had the ball now for about 1 minute and 3/4, not quite 2 minutes off the clock, and they've only went, 15 yards. So it's just very slow progression that eats a lot of that time up.
Crofton comes out in the eye, Panning the tailback. Jackson under center. They're going to pitch it to Panning. He'll go off his right guard, and he's got blockers ahead. Nearly breaks this one. Inside of the 15, he'll fall. 1st and 10 yardage for Crofton. 9:10 on the clock. The sticks are going to move here. Now, if you're a Crofton Warrior fan, they're knocking on the door. Red zone possession for the Warriors, trying to make this once again a 3-possession game in the 4th. Hartington-Newcastle's offense is built for that big play. Once again, they're averaging 70 points a game. We know they can get downfield, but Crofton so far today has taken away that big play.
And I'm watching head coach Tom Allen. He's so smart. He's sitting over there waiting to call what play he wants based off of what defensive package comes in for the Wildcats. After the Wildcats came in, then he signals his play.
Pitch to the outside. It's Panning. Panning down right near the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be no gain on the play. Maybe give him a half yard, but that's all. 8:25 on the clock. The clock is moving here for Crofton. 28-14. Hartington-Newcastle cannot allow points here. 8:10 on the clock. 28-14 is your score. Crofton waiting for the official to start counting down the play clock. There he goes, and here is the snap. They haven't snapped it yet. Are we going to see a delay of game? Timeout taken by Crofton right before the delay of game comes in. 7:52 on the clock, 28-14. Timeouts from Top Crop. Crofton trying to salt this one away. They're at the 15-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle when we return in 30 seconds on KYN TV.
With so many choices for students out there, life can become quite hectic. From choosing the right school to managing your finances, it can be hard to keep it all in check. Bank of Hartington is here to help you take the worry out of your finances. Our free Student Club checking includes all the features and benefits you'll need to start life out on the right path without the worry of hidden fees and charges. So if you're ready to enter that next stage of life, work with a fifth-generation bank who's had their roots planted firmly in Northeast Nebraska since 1934. Contact us today. Bank of Hartington, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
7:52 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Crofton lines up on their 2nd and 10 opportunity. They're at the 14-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle. 2nd and 10, it's Panning going up the middle here. He's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage for the 2nd consecutive play. Hartington-Newcastle, here we go. It's 3rd and 10. They've got to hold 2 more times, but their offense certainly has to hold. This Crofton offense has taken multiple minutes off the clock on this drive alone, and they've only gone 30 yards.
And by the time this is snapped, they will have taken 4 minutes off the clock on this drive.
One more drive like this, and they could about salt it away, especially if they get points here, but they're not going to do it. 3rd and 10 going backwards is Crofton. A huge sack. Hartington-Newcastle, combination of Lincoln Grutch and Aiden Rosner in the backfield wreaking havoc. Massive loss of 5, and it's 4th and 15 in Hartington-Newcastle territory. That is exactly what the Wildcats needed. They could not allow points, and now they've got to get off the field on 4th down. Got to get off the field.
That was an absolute big-time play. You mentioned there Lincoln Grutch and Rosner meeting up in a backfield. First time that those two linemen have met up back there. They've been just well blocked by Sanger up front. 4th and long now for Crofton.
4th and 10. This could be the ball game if Crofton's able to convert here. They send 2 receivers to the right. There's the snap. Back to throw is Jackson. Pressure is on. He's going to have to run this one himself, and he's going to go down maybe a yard or 2 downfield, and that is all. Hartington-Newcastle able to get the red zone stand, and they're still alive in this ball game. 6:28 on the clock. They've still got a score on this possession, but if Crofton was able to get in the end zone there with taking 4 to 5 minutes off the clock, that might have done it. That was a needed stand, and they're able to get it in the books.
Yeah, the Wildcats have a hard time scoring tonight as it is. Could not give up anything there. The only thing that could happen, they force that 4th down, burn up a bunch of clock, but they'll have a couple chances here.
Hymas has Rosner in motion. He's going to fake it to him. Now go himself. He's going to fake out 2 men. Nope, the second man was able to bring him down. That was Jackson, the linebacker. 1 yard gain for Cole Hymas. 1 yard gain for the quarterback on that option play. 6:14 on the clock, fourth quarter. Hartington-Newcastle not only has to score, but they have to score quick. They can't just score once here. They need to score, get a defensive stand, and score again if they're going to tie up this ball game. We know Crofton can chew clock. They've got to get in the end zone in the next 2 minutes. Fellmeyer is overthrown down the right sideline. Hymas just missed him. It'll be 3rd and 10. The incompletion stops the clock.
And that was an exact repeat of the play that happened the other time when Fellmeyer got turned around, and then to the inside of him, he has Krause going deep down the seam. Just couldn't connect on that one either.
3rd and 9. Hartington-Newcastle takes the snap. Fellmeyer throws to the left side, or it finds Fellmeyer to the left side. Now that's Rosner. Rosner got it, excuse me. Hymas finds Rosner, but it's a short gain of only 5. We're going to have 4th down. Hartington-Newcastle. Timeout on the field. We're going to keep this one right here to talk about this, Scott. It's 4th and 4, Hartington-Newcastle. I don't think I'm overstating saying this could be the ball game here if they're not able to convert this.
Yeah, I agree with you there. You got to convert. I don't know what play you drop. The passing game has been just a little suspect, well covered on the Crofton side. And then the rushing game, they're breaking a few of them, but it's just not consistent going to the outside. And here it's kind of 4th and medium. A lot of times we can give some advice or we got our thoughts. I don't know what you call here.
If you've got one of those trick plays in the back of the book that you know is going to be one that you just haven't run that yet this season because you know it's going to be successful, now's the time.
Yep. Gotta do it. One thing I'm seeing different in the second half, the first half, so many times that wingback when he's rushing was trying to get to the outside. Now we're seeing him turn back up. They come almost halfway to the sideline, turn back north-south. We'll see if they do that kind of a play here on 4th down.
At their own 25-yard line, Hartington-Newcastle going for it. It's 4th and 4. Motion, Rosner, he's got it to the outside. Cuts upfield and he's short. Tyson Jackson, the sophomore linebacker, with the stop. 1st and 10 Crofton Warriors after the turnover on downs.
Was exactly the kind of play I was talking about. You think he's coming to the outside, but I think the coaching staff at the half made that change, said turn it back up, get positive yards. Unfortunately, right there was a couple of Crofton defenders and wrapped him up.
Tyson Jackson, the sophomore, played that one perfectly. Secured the edge, force him inside, wrap him up, good form tackle. That was a perfect play from the sophomore.
Yeah, I still like the call from the Wildcats. That's been what's got them here for the last 4 weeks. So I don't fault the call. It's just well covered by Crofton.
5:38 on the clock in the 4th quarter, 28-14. Crofton going to try and salt this one away here, take every second of clock available. Jackson's going to run this one for a good gain of 7 or 8 yards here across the 20-yard line, get into the red zone. 2nd and a long 2 here for Crofton. 5:22 on the clock. They're going to take every second available to them before they snap it as usual. Crofton has this one full in control in this 4th quarter. Second down for the Warriors. The quarterback, Jackson, waits for the official to start counting. There it is. Now he's going to snap the ball. Going to keep it himself, going up the middle. He'll have 1st down yardage with under 5 to play. Knocked down at the 13 or 14-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle. 4:52 on the clock. Chains move. And the clock starts back up again on the ready for play. 28-14 is the score. Crofton chewing away clock, up 14. They're in the red zone of Hartington-Newcastle. Hartington-Newcastle still in this ball game. They still have a chance to get the stop. They could go downfield, maybe kick it onside and have a chance to go for 2, but you can't go down 3 possessions. Crofton, if they get in the end zone, that'd about put the exclamation point on it. And there's Panning going off that left side, knocked out of bounds inside of the 5-yard line. 1st and 10 Warriors. They've got a chance to just finish this one. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 2. I think the officials are disagreeing on where he was down because we've still got a 2nd down marker here, but he is the placement of the ball on the near sidelines well past the line. Looks like they marked him right on it.
And then there's 4 umpires, referees that are over here looking down that line to the far side of the field trying to get that measurement. It was kind of ironic. They're like, here, let me take a look. No,
they're
going
to stretch it out, and yeah, he's about a half yard ahead of the chains. They measured here. He was. I don't have a good angle. I don't
either.
I think it was one of those where in a late game call like that, they just wanted to make sure it was right. I don't fault that. You got to make sure you get the right call.
Absolutely. It had that feeling like it was referee looking by committee. Here, Bob, you come take a look.
1st and goal from the 3. Crofton trying to put this game away. 4:21 on the clock, up 14. Jackson will take the snap. He's going to keep it himself, going into the end zone. Touchdown, Crofton Warriors. Tyson Jackson on the keeper. Crofton goes up 3 possessions with just over 4 minutes to go. Crofton in full control of this one. 34-20 is the score. Two-point conversion attempt incoming for the Crofton Warriors. This is our Northeast Nebraska game of the week, and what a game this has turned into between 2 programs that we know are going to have pretty decent runs when it comes to playoff time. 4:17 on the clock. It's going to be the option to the outside. They pitch to Panning. He's going to be wrapped up 5 yards short. Tackle for loss there by Hartington-Newcastle. Panning had no chance, but it's still a 20-point game. 34-14 is the score. Crofton in full control when we return in 30 seconds on KYN TV.
Moody Motors in Niobrara is here to help with all of your automotive needs. Whether that means getting you into a nicer vehicle, servicing or repairing your current vehicle, or any auto body or glass replacement needs. If you are in the market for a nicer vehicle, we finance all new and used vehicles with very low interest rates. Moody Motors in Niobrara, your one-stop vehicle shop. View our inventory online at moodymotor.com.
You're in the mood for Moody.
.417 on the clock in the fourth quarter. 34-14 is the score of the ball game. It's Crofton who just scored off a 3-yard rushing touchdown from Tyson Jackson, the sophomore quarterback, who has had a very, very good game today. Once again, this Crofton team without their ace, without their star running back in Wyatt Tramp, and they've still been able to put together a very impressive performance against a very good Hartington team.
Yeah, very good performance, as you mentioned. Both sides of the ball. Defense has been phenomenal, though.
Short return just across the 15 for Hartington-Newcastle.
Just taking a look at some of these stats here. Cannot wait to get into the post-game show here in about 4 minutes or so. Rushing, unbelievable amount of carries here in this game. We knew these teams were going to rush a lot, but this is...
I want the total number of carries by both teams. I want to know that number.
Yeah, we'll get you that here in just a short while.
4:12 on the clock, 1st and 10 for Hartington-Newcastle. Quick pass to Fellmeyer on the outside. He's going to be tackled in bounds. A good gain for the sophomore, but Tyson Jackson was able to bring him down in bounds. 1st and 10. The clock will continue to move once the chains are set. 1st and 10, Hartington-Newcastle. They're going to move quick here. Down 3 possessions in the fourth quarter. The clock just ticked under 4 minutes to go. Snap. Quarterback throws over the middle of the field. Has his man. Another good gain of about 14 here for Braden Lammers, the running back, junior. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They just crossed midfield at the 36-yard line of Crofton. 3:50 on the clock. Still feisty here are the Wildcats. Going to throw over to the right side. Completed pass finds Fellmeyer. Fellmeyer down after an 11-yard gain. Hartington-Newcastle moving the ball very, very effectively all of a sudden. Here in the fourth quarter, it's 34-14, down 20. Down 3 possessions are the Wildcats. And Crofton's going to take a timeout to kind of reassess things here. Tom Allen wants to talk about things. We'll do it as well. Timeout's brought to you by Top Crop. Back in 30 seconds on KYN TV.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explore CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
.338 on the clock. 34-14 is the score of this ball game. First and 10, Wildcats. They're going to throw. Nope, quarterback pump fakes, now throws over the middle of the field. And it's intercepted. Tip drill. Tyson Jackson brings it in for Crofton. It was in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. I believe that was Braden Lammers. Just tip drill. Jackson's able to bring it in. 3:29 on the clock. Interception, Crofton Warriors.
I love the patience there. The quarterback sitting in the pocket. It was Jaimes. Finally got his man over the middle. Would have been a first down and good yardage. But as you mentioned, excellent execution on the tip drill.
Just went right into the numbers of Tyson Jackson, the quarterback. And now Crofton can just run this one out. They're going to run the keeper up the middle. Jackson goes for a short gain of about 3 here. 2nd and 7 incoming for Crofton. 3:20 on the clock. They will need a first down or two to finish this one. But obviously in a 20-point ball game with 3:10 on the clock and they have the ball, they're just trying to get the clock down to 0 and walk away with a win here today. Crofton, a very impressive performance. This is a good Hartington-Newcastle team. This is a very good home team. They're going to be fine here. This is their only loss on the season. One of those where maybe you get a slice of humble pie and you become better from it. You take the loss, you learn from it, and you're able to move forward. Jackson's going to run forward on the quarterback keeper again. Gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd and 5 for Crofton, and here's what you don't want to see. Somebody down for the Crofton Warriors. Can't see who the player is. This is the first time today we've had one of these, and Crofton's calling to the sideline. They've got trainers running out to check on the young man. And with a 20-point game with 2:41 on the clock, that's just what you don't want to see.
It is. It's one of these. I mean, there's different terms for this time of the game, but this game is all but in the victory column for Crofton. You do not want to see a type of injury like this go on at the end of a game.
Player for Crofton is still down. We cannot see who it is. Try to give you an update in a moment. They're checking on one of the legs of the Crofton Warrior. I can tell you he was holding his knee as he went down. And they're going to help him to his feet. That's a good sign. That's a big loss for Crofton. That's their starting fullback in Jack Miller, who's going to walk off the field under his own power. That's a good sign as well, but Crofton's already down Wyatt Tramp due to illness today. They don't want to go down Jack Miller as well. His day will certainly be done with the score being the way it is and 2:41 on the clock in the 4th, but hopefully he's okay, and hopefully Crofton will be able to utilize him next week. So it's a big 3rd down here for Crofton. 2:41 on the clock, 34-14 is the score. Crofton's trying to get the play clock down to 0, but they've got to convert. Here on 3rd and 5, they're going to go to Panning, the tailback, and he's going to be well short of the line to gain. Tackled right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 5 for Crofton. And a timeout taken by Hartington-Newcastle. We'll take it with them here. 2:35 on the clock. It's 34-14. Crofton on top. Back in 30 seconds on KYN TV.
Attention irrigators. When was the last time your irrigation pump was pulled? Christensen Well and Irrigation recommends pulling your pump if it's been in the ground 20 years or more. Contact Christensen Well and Irrigation to find out how pulling your irrigation pump during the fall and winter months can improve efficiency and avoid breakdowns, saving you money. Visit Christensen Well and Irrigation in Hartington or Wakefield. Find them on Facebook or at christensenwell.com. And good luck to all area high school athletes this sports season.
.235 on the clock, 4th down for Crofton. They're going to punt this one away. Up 20 here in the 4th quarter. 34-14 is the score of the ball game. It'll be punted away by Braxton Foxhoven, and it's going to be a high punt that is brought in at the 31-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle. Hymas returning this one, and he's got a couple blockers in front of him, but he's taken down. Good form tackle from Tyson Jackson. Once again, a sophomore that is just putting in work for Crofton. Defensively and offensively, one of the best players on the field all around today.
Yeah, great tackle there. Kind of fended off the stiff arm, which was kind of at the crown of his helmet. He was able to wrap him up, bring him down for just a short gain on that return.
So 1st and 10, Hartington-Newcastle starting at their own 34-yard line. Down 20 here in the 4th quarter. Going to be throwing the ball, trying to get downfield. If Crofton gets the ball back one time, this game will be done. 2:10 on the clock as Hartington-Newcastle is out of timeouts. 2nd and 4. Quarterback under heavy pressure, now throws. Incomplete pass. He was looking for Fellmeyer. He was under heavy pressure, was Hymas, the quarterback. So 3rd and 4 here for Hartington-Newcastle. With no timeouts left for the Wildcats. If Crofton gets the ball back, they can kneel it down as the clock is under 2 minutes. 3rd and 4. Option, Rosner, the right side, turns the corner, goes out of bounds, has first down yardage. 1st and 10, Hartington-Newcastle. First and 10 for the home team Wildcats. 4-0 on the year, kind of taking their first lump of the season, but they're still going to be a 4-1 team when this is all said and done. Still in prime position to have a heavy, high seed in the playoffs. Throw to the outside. It's going to be a completed pass for about 7 yards, finding Rosner. 2nd and 3 incoming for Hartington-Newcastle. 1:40 on the clock as the time is slipping away from the home team. Hymas, free play here. Going to throw, incomplete, but there are penalty flags down. I think Crofton jumped. 1:29 on the clock. Hymas had a free play, but it was incomplete. I think we're going to have offsides on Crofton here. They're going to give first down yardage to Hartington-Newcastle, and we'll have 1st and 10 here in just a moment. And that is exactly what it is. They walk off the 5-yard penalty. It was 2nd and 3, so the penalty yardage will result in a first down for the Wildcats. They're at the 23-yard line of Crofton. 1:29 on the clock. Score is 34-14. Hartington-Newcastle trails here. Just trying to put some points on the board in this 4th quarter. It's going to be 3 receivers set. 2 to the right, or 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Quick throw from the quarterback has Fellmeyer on that right sideline. He'll step out of bounds right at the 10. Completed pass down that right side. It's been good throwing here from Cole Hymas in these last couple minutes. They have the 2-minute offense out there, and they've been able to move the ball pretty effectively with it. 1st and 10. Hartington-Newcastle, 1st and goal, right at the 10-yard line. Hymas going to throw, completed pass, Rosner at the 5. Rosner breaks a tackle, trying to get into the end zone. Can't do it. He's going to be brought down right at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 5. 1:05 on the clock. Quarterback takes the snap at his chest. 3-step drop. Throw to the end zone. Incomplete. Was looking for Fellmeyer. Good coverage out there from Tyson Jackson. 3rd and 5 for Hartington-Newcastle. Oh, they're at the 5 or 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. 1:02 on the clock. Once again, it's 34-14. Make sure you stick around for our post-game show. Talk about all the stats from this one. Check our out-of-town scoreboard and talk about next week's action as well. Hint, we'll be right back here for the home team Cedar Catholic Trojans. 3rd and goal here. It's going to be Hartington-Newcastle breaking this one inside of the 2. Rosner's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and goal with 50 seconds to go in this ball game. 4th and goal for Hartington-Newcastle. If they're unable to convert this one, the game will just end. Crofton can kneel it out. We'll see if they can get in the end zone here. 4th and goal from the 2. It's Hymas. Right at the goal line. I don't think he got it. I think he stuffed short at the inches line. Just couldn't get it. And that will do it.
So that brings up an interesting point, though.
Yeah.
You can't take a knee.
Nope.
It's that close.
You can't take a knee here. 29 seconds on the clock. 34-14. Crofton is going to have to run a play here, but as long as they get out of the end zone and don't get a safety, Hartington-Newcastle's out of timeouts. They can't stop the clock. This would do it for the game. All Crofton has to do is have a 1-yard rush on first down. You can't kneel the ball because you're on the inches line on 1st and 10, but as long as you get out of the end zone on a quarterback keeper or a tush push, ball game's over. It's going to be that tush push. They're running forward, and the ball carrier gets about 5. Down is Tyson Jackson, and that will do it for this ball game. A quality win on the road for the Crofton Warriors. 34-14 will be your final score. It's Crofton winning on the road against a very feisty Hartington-Newcastle team. They'll drop to 4-1 on the season. Crofton will advance to 4-1. Both 4-1 programs, both teams that are going to have high aspirations as we get into the postseason. We'll talk a little bit more about their upcoming schedules in the postgame show. We'll talk about the schedules, talk about the stats, our next game, and of course the out-of-town scoreboard. Back in a couple of minutes on KYN TV for the postgame.
Farmers, are you ready to maximize your success this season? At Top Crop, they've got you covered with unbeatable deals and top quality products. Take advantage of true 0% extended terms with no discount sacrificed. Get flat acre pricing on corn for unbeatable value. Keep your corn clean and strong with Viptera corn and plant the industry's leading E3 and Extend Flex soybeans for the best yields yet. Don't wait. Visit topcropinc.com or give them a call today. Top Crop, where you grow more.
All right, let's go ahead and go to our post-game show from Moody Motors. If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, check out the inventory at Moody Motors in Niobrara. Once again, this ball game, final score of 34-14. Crofton with the road victory, even without Wyatt Tramp, their star starting running back, unable to play tonight due to illness. They're hoping to have him back next week because of that, but even without him, they're able to get a very quality win on the road against a very good Hartington-Newcastle team. Both teams now 4-1 as we hit post-game show. 5 weeks are in the book. 3 are left. There are 3 games left in the regular season for both teams in this one. Let's go over those upcoming schedules before we go to our final stats. For Crofton, their next 3 games, it's a favorable schedule for Crofton down the stretch as they get 2 out of 3 at home. They get Niobrara Verdigris, who is 1-3 on the season, coming into tonight at home next week. Then they'll take Wausau Osmond at home the week after, who is 2-2 on the year, and they'll finish at Boyd County. Now, Boyd County, very good program. That's a tough way to end the year. Boyd County is 3-1 on the year. We'll give updates in the scoreboard for all of these teams here in a couple of minutes, but I can tell you that Boyd County did fall to Niobrara Verdigris, who is Crofton's next opponent, and Boyd County will be the final opponent, 24-22. Niobrara Verdigris, the home team, they beat Boyd County today. They will go to 2-3 overall. Boyd County will fall to 3-2. For Hartington-Newcastle, they've got a balanced, or kind of an unfavorable schedule in terms of home and away. To finish the season, they've got 2 road games, 1 home game. Also, that final game against Boyd County, they'll be playing it in week 7 at home against Boyd County. The 2 other games at Wausau Osmond next week and at Bloomfield to end the season on the 17th of October. So both teams certainly have some opportunities ahead. Both teams need to get some wins to get that high seeding and home field advantage in the playoffs. That's your final rundown of what the teams are looking at. Now, let's go to our final stats of this ball game from Scott Ulrich. Our stats from Christensen Well, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well drilling industry and the geology of northeast Nebraska, southeast South Dakota, and northwest Iowa. Scott, give me the stats of this ball game.
Let's break this one down, and it's a little bit different. Once I put it on paper here, I'm like, yeah, I didn't really agree with this at first, but the rushing game definitely took the headline for both teams, as it was Cole Hymas finished with 19 carries for 66 yards, and Cole Rosner on his final carry, he got 3 yards, and he topped the century mark, 100 yards and 1 touchdown on the game tonight. Will Fellmeyer also added 4 carries for 20 yards. Hymas, though, finished 15 for 21 and 96 yards. Very efficient. I was surprised at that stat line, and I thought that was very good, throwing 15 for 21. Those grabs were going to Cole Rosner. He had 5 for 22 yards. Will Fellmeyer was kind of the quick pass on the outside. He had 6 grabs, 44 yards. Mason Krause, 2 for 11, and Braden Lammers, 2 for 20. Cole Hymas did have 1 interception in the game. That took place in the second half. Now the stats for the Crofton Warriors. Rushing. Rushing was the name of the game. 53 total rushes for Crofton and 40 for the Wildcats. So 93 rushes we just watched here tonight. It had that feeling.
Geez, they just couldn't get 7 more and hit 100. Man, come on. They didn't run the ball very much, obviously. No, that's insane. That is a crazy number. 93 total rushes in this ball game, both teams combined.
Yeah, my stat lines are filled out here for Crofton. The one thing that jumped off the page at me, though, I don't know if there's anything to this. We'll find out this week. But Grant Jordan was very efficient in that first half. Had 8 carries for 39 yards. Never saw him in the second half. So I don't know if there's anything there or if they just went with a hot hand, and that was Panning. Panning finished with 23 carries, and he's going to have 86 yards. And Tyson Jackson, outstanding game, rushing 22 carries, 119 yards, and I had him 2 for 2, passing for 35 yards. But on that rush stat, 22 for 119 and 4 touchdowns.
Very good game for the sophomore.
Very, very good. Only 1 fumble took place in that first half and a couple of penalties for 10 yards, but both teams played very clean tonight in the penalty category.
Very clean in the penalties, and I think the turnover game was 1-1. 1 interception for Hartington-Newcastle late in the game. Crofton had a fumble turnover earlier. Both teams turned it over on downs, but in terms of like fumbles, interceptions, I believe that was 1-1 at the end of it.
Yep, I agree.
When it goes to our final out-of-town scoreboard now. But those stats, first of all, those stats brought to you by Christensen Well, built on over 50 years of experience in the water well drilling industry and the geology of northeast Nebraska, South Dakota, and northwest Iowa. Those stats are from. We go to our out-of-town scoreboard now as we take a look at some of the upcoming games for these two teams. Once again, the 3 teams on the schedule, it's actually almost the exact 3 teams. 2 of the 3 they actually both play. Niobrara Verdigris is up next for Crofton, and then it's Wausau Osmond. Wausau Osmond for Crofton in week 2. Wausau Osmond also for Hartington-Newcastle. Boyd County will be in 3 weeks from now on the 18th for Crofton. Boyd County will be in 2 weeks for Hartington-Newcastle on 10-11. So we'll definitely make sure to try and give you final scores for both of those. And then the final teams is Bloomfield for Hartington-Newcastle, who Crofton played last week, and then it's Niobrara Verdigris next week, who Hartington-Newcastle actually played last week. That is wild. The last 5 weeks of the season, they straight up have the exact same opponents, and they just trade.
Totally intertwined.
That's just weird. Literally the entire last 5 games are the exact 5 opponents, just different weeks. That's wild.
That's wild.
All right. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and go to that out-of-town scoreboard now. I can tell you Bloomfield and Wausau Osmond are playing tonight. In 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Bloomfield is leading Wausau Osmond 30-14. Now, Bloomfield lost their starting quarterback to injury last week. Looks like he might be done for the year, so it's good for them to have that 16-point advantage in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left. We'll see if they get that win over Wausau Osmond. In other games, Niobrara Verdigris versus Boyd County, 24-22 was the final. Niobrara Verdigris did get the win over Boyd County, 24-22. Those are the teams up next for both of these 2 squads. It's kind of funny that all 4 of them are playing this week, so we're able to give it to you straight away. Some of the other top matchups here. Let's see if we can find those top 10s again. Summerland is starting to pull away from Plainview. That's number 3 Summerland over number 9 Plainview, 60-42 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And then the other top 10 matchup, number 4 versus 6. Number 4 Arapahoe at home against Dundee County Stratton, 26-20. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Arapahoe has the ball, and they're up by 6.
Those are Class D1. Moving on to Class C2 in Nebraska. Final in overtime, Archbishop Bergen and UTAN. They had to go to an extra stanza for UTAN to score. 7-6, UTAN pulls out the victory. That was a unique one that just went final in Archbishop Bergen. The game, though, that most folks are probably interested in, just starting the fourth period, number 2 Battle Creek on top of number 4 Oakland Craig, 38-24. That game in Battle Creek again. Battle Creek up by a couple of touchdowns. Also in Class C2, Kearney Catholic, the number 8 team, up over Amherst 24-7. That game almost over, about 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Cedar Catholic adds another victory to their yearly total with a victory of 49-14 over West Point Beamer, and Cedar Catholic, the Trojans, will be back playing right here next week. Also in Class C2, number 3, Bishop Newman from Wahoo blanks Palmyra 74-0. And number 1, Norfolk Catholic, the Knights, extend their victories. It's been going for a couple of years now. They just are a solid team from Norfolk. Over Ponca 43-16, and those are all in Class C2. I believe we can find the Why Not score. I know they played, I thought it was an earlier game. In Class D2, Bankoff Rosalie 74-38 over Randolph. And other games that are in the region, and it was, this game played in Why Not. They played Lions Decatur Northeast. The Blue Devils, big time finish, 54-8, and that is in Class D2.
Let's go to one more score from South Dakota now in our KYN TV family. The Yankton Bucks at the defending champion Pierre Governors. 35-7 final. Yankton wins in Pierre. An incredible victory for the Bucks.
That's a momentum right there.
That's a big one. That is massive for Yankton. 35-7 over Pierre. Pierre looking a little down this year. Is Class 11A AA wide open? Pierre has won the last, I believe, 7 championships in a row. An incredible dynasty going on. I'm still going to wait for someone to actually beat him in the playoffs before I say that, but this could be the year. We'll see. Yankton just won on the road 35-7 at Pierre. That's your out-of-town scoreboard update here on KYN TV with Scott Ulrich and myself, Tel Tanner. Let's go to our final awards tonight. Our Avera Players of the Game, provided by Avera, moving health forward. We've got one for each team tonight in local teams that we both cover a lot, and we love these two guys here. Let's start it off with the Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats. I'll let you take it, Scott. It's a defender who was wrecking the game all game long.
He was a beast on a defensive front. I don't personally know this kid, but Ashton Wakely, unbelievable playing the defensive end off that right side for the Wildcats. Hands down, the best defender on both sides of the ball that we watched tonight.
Wakely will be your player of the game from Avera, moving health forward. And then the player of the game for the Crofton Warriors. This was pretty much unanimous in terms of best player on the field in general. It was this guy tonight.
Yeah, when you go 22 carries for 119 yards and 4 times you got in the end zone.
And some incredible defensive plays, too.
He played on. Sometimes you don't always see the quarterback doing that on defense, but there was no question Tyson Jackson is the other Avera player of the game.
Moving health forward, Avera. Our post-game show from Moody Motors. If you're looking for that new or pre-owned vehicle, check out the inventory at moodymotors.com. Stop out to Moody Motors in Niobrara. That's going to do it for this broadcast today. It was Crofton over Hartington-Newcastle, 34-14 final score. That's your Northeast Nebraska game of the week for week 5 of this season in Class D1. Next week, we'll be right back here for Class C2 action for Hartington Cedar Catholic versus Battle Creek. That is going to be a fun matchup, Scott. I cannot wait for that one.
Yeah, very, very, very well-coached team coming up from Battle Creek. And that's one of those every single year, doesn't matter where it's played at, it's close. It's a defensive game.
It's a fun one, and we're going to be here for it next week. Battle Creek for Hartington Cedar Catholic. That is where we're going to be at 7 p.m. right back here in Hartington. My name is Tel Tanner. He's Scott Ulrich. This has been Northeast Nebraska's Game of the Week. Crofton victorious in Hartington. Both teams go to 4-1. Good night from Hartington.
You've been listening to the Northeast Nebraska High School Football Game of the Week on KYM TV. This broadcast has been a presentation of Top Crop, Security Bank, BillionAuto.com, Moody Motors, the Bank of Hartington, Avera, Mount Marty University, the Explorers Credit Union, and Christensen Well and Irrigation. Join us again next Friday for another Nebraska Game of the Week on KYM TV.